because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning. I mean, good.
Did you
not
just
good
knock
morning.
over?
It's the spring coil in the mic, and I brushed it by accident. I didn't knock anything over this time.
Sounds like a church organ.
Say-
It's
I know,
like
I meant to say
reverberating
Happy
through
New Year,
everything.
and
Yeah,
that
it's
did
really
like some
loud.
mind thing on me. I meant to say Happy New Year, and then that went off, and I was like, "Good morning."
You know Gary's like gong that he does? It's that kind of
sounds like a
volume for
gong?
us. Yes.
It's something happened to my brain when you hit that, and I had to I reset.
It sounded
It's
like
the
someone
morning
fell
now.
over into a radiator or something. It was really weird.
Sorry, I already derailed the show.
Well, I mean, it's probably morning for somebody. So I'm
The
technically-
Australians.
Yeah, good morning, Australia. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. The first Saucy of 2026. I had to think about that for a second because I could have said the
would've got
wrong
it wrong.
It's
date.
gonna take a long time till I can write 2026 when writing the date.
Remember when like we were still in school and you come back after Christmas break and you write like the year before and you're like, oh, and
There's a
matter of fact,
meme about that
did
I
all the
saw.
time.
It was me writing the date for the first 3 months, and it was just 2025 with 6 scrawled over the top.
Yes.
Hi, Aussie's gong.
Gong.
So how's everyone's New Year's? I know X-Ray was with Kara. I hope you had
It was so
fun.
nice. I had
You
a
got-
New
did
Year's
you-
kiss.
Did you get delayed because of that storm?
I did. So I was supposed to leave Sunday night, and I went to the airport. I'm sitting there at the bar, having my usual like drink before I go. I was talking to this dude that's there, and he's like, "Yeah, my flight got canceled." I'm like, "Oh, the
Oh,
bad
no.
omen." And little did I know, like the delay after 2 hours delay, they're like, "Flight's canceled."
Yeah, that happened to my mom. She had to leave like 3 days after her flight got canceled, and she had to go fly home on New Year's Day because
Oh,
flights are
geez.
ridiculously expensive. Like when you fly a certain like Frontier, they don't reschedule for you.
They
They just refund and then you gotta schedule another one. So I was trying to get her one for like the next day. Like it was bad. Like in Buffalo, like Western New York was like trees were knocked down. Like it was like a crazy winter storm, like
That
lake effect
sucks.
snow, which Canada's like next door, so it hit over there, I'm sure too.
Yeah,
Which is
no,
why
it
you
did.
had yeah. So yeah, I ended up having to, do it a few days later. But yeah, crazy. And I know she didn't want to leave Florida to go back to that. It was like 10 degrees.
I would rather stay in warm, sunny sunshine and all that.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm glad you
Um,
made it to Kara's though, and you guys had a
did.
good time.
and yeah, New Year's was great. I went to bed before the clock hit?
Me too.
Okay, it's not just me.
I woke up to
got-
fireworks. And
So
I'm like, oh,
did
can
I.
you just stop them, please? And then rolled over.
Because Drew got his cane and was like, "Shut up out there." No, I'm in the same. Okay, so I've never lived in an area. This is my first New Year's in this part of Florida, and man, did they go nuts! Like from midnight until like 2 a.m., they were just going off, and I'm just like, I'm tired. Can
Till
you
2
get me-
a.m. What were
Oh yeah, midnight. till
people's
2
clocks
a.m.
wrong or something? The
sucks.
daylight
It-
savings hadn't caught up with them yet.
No, they went. Yeah, it does suck, but it's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna be a Karen and open my window and be like, "Shut up! I'm trying to sleep." Good thing I didn't have to get up too early the next day, so that's nice. But yeah, I fell asleep at like probably like 10. I was out.
I don't
And,
feel as bad. I think I made it to like 10:30, 11.
Yeah.
So we're in the same boat.
I mean, we had to watch that finale. I had some prosecco, and like after the Stranger Things finale was done, I was like, I'm gonna go lay down. Like,
Well, that's the thing. Like with me, I've been spending it trying to work out some of the plot holes in Stranger Things, especially why Will and sort of which hole he was attracted to was such a major part of the series. But then, during the finale, it all made sense. The moment we saw the Mind Flayer, and it was like, now I understand. This needed to be such a big plot story. It's like, your powers are useless against me.
Oh no!
Oh,
Wait
Now,
a minute!
it all makes sense now.
They had
Of
some
course
deep
he wanted.
writing. Who
No
knew?
He was so strong once he figured out he didn't like girls the way other guys like girls.
Mhm. It was like this was the key. There was no. It could defeat anybody else. It could get into their minds. It could control them. It could manipulate them, but not him. He was the one person that could resist its powers.
The power of the pussy.
Oh,
My favorite is it's like, I found it. That's literally
my God.
impossible.
oh wow! That's Virginia. Yeah. Oh my
Jesus.
goodness. Well, what a
That
great
happened.
start. A great start to Saucy. I'm trying
Typical
to see what
start.
else what else we had to start, because we'll get into Stranger Things momentarily.
I mean, I could
We can start
derail
with
the
that, go
show.
ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so I went shopping with Kara, and this is something that we found at like the Asian store. So like they had like Hello Kitty, they had like cute Asian makeup and like different flatware, bowls, and just everything. But we did find this, and I found the website. The brand is called Tenga
Oh, that's
Egg
what that
Series.
was. I was like, what did you put in the private chat? What is this?
It looks so cute, right? And then you find out what it is.
No, because I know what they are.
What is it? Chocolate?
No.
You could hope.
I'm scared. What is it?
Tenga Egg Series. Different strokes from different yolks.
There is no way you can say with what I just pulled up, well, that happened, and then pull up this immediately afterwards. This is far worse than what I've just done.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to share some of the crazy stuff that they sell. So this Tenga Egg Series may look small, but their super stretchable material can fit users of almost any size. The external designs of each egg reflect the internal details within them. With a variety of eggs to choose from, you're sure to find a perfect match. So,
I still don't get it. What is
oh,
it?
like,
I don't know
Look,
if I wanted to explain to me.
wicked. I don't know if you're gonna get it.
I don't get it. It still looks like chocolate egg to me.
You can't actually show anything more of it, so...
No, I can't. Like,
if you
even
don't get the stroke
instructions-
comment, then put it this way.
Put it in the private chat.
Women like machines.
Oh, the chat. I think the chat told me.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
I'm not alone.
it's a self tool for men.
So put it this way, there are different types of tissues, and they're actually you even have male tissues. You're like, well, that's weird. Everyone's got the same nose. Male tissues are never actually sold as for your nose. They're always pitched off. These are stronger than any other brand that we've possibly created.
I've never
Stronger
heard of
and more
male
absorbent.
tissues. Is that a thing?
They're not called facial tissues. Male tissues.
I think that made me more confused as Brew.
egg
Does that have to
tissue.
do
Well,
with
it was because in this it's got like stronger, and you're like, well, what could you possibly be doing to it that would require the extra strength?
Wait, Wiki, do you still not get it?
Surely chat has said something by now.
I think so. Is it like a tushy thing?
No.
Tushy.
Okay, then I
No.
don't know. I really
No.
don't. Put
Okay,
it in the private chat.
it's a self pleasure device for
I'm
men.
not the only one. Okay. But
Mhm.
why is it an egg?
You open it and then you use it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it now. Just like, man, listen, I don't know. I use eggs for baking. Okay. That's all they should be for.
Someone's probably eaten one of these at some point.
Ew.
By accident. Who knows? But anyway,
That's
so
not
this
chocolate.
is what I found. I mean, I kind of wish it was chocolate, but like I do think it's funny that it's like stronger.
Yeah, I wouldn't pull up the products page.
No, I'm not. I clicked it by accident. I was trying to close the window. But yeah, products, they have disposable, they have reusable. There's lotions, stuff for partners. Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
not understand it seems really weird to me because I think they're actually quite expensive, but disposable.
No,
I don't
well,
like-
the one that we saw, the disposable one, was like $8 US.
Yeah, that's maybe Saudi oil princes are there going, yeah, that's worth $8.
Yeah, I don't know.
For
I
everyone else, there's just evolution.
But chat, has anyone? I don't actually know. I don't want to answer. I don't want to know.
All right. Well, okay. What do we have here? We have some other stuff. What was this? I think you put this in the chat. Because I want to cover a couple topics because I know that the big chunk of the stream is going to be about the Stranger Things because there's so much to talk about. This James Gunn thing. Did you put this in the chat, Disparu?
Wasn't me. So
I don't care about Prestige.
Oh
it
yeah,
had
that
to
was a
have been you.
really odd comment.
Now,
Like,
let's
this is
see.
a guy who's been criticized in recent times, especially during Superman, because I got bored of his face. He was in every interview. Oh, they would be doing marketing, and it would have, like, Superman and Lois next to each other, and then the camera would pan over, and he'd be there. He was doing interviews all the time. He speaks way too much about his products and kind of ruins them before they even turn up when you find out the reason what he thinks of it. And then he goes, I don't like Prestige.
well, you're in the wrong industry for not liking Prestige.
It's not. Well, he says he doesn't care about Prestige, but somebody that doesn't care about it doesn't put themselves at the center of attention all the time. He goes out and hunts it.
He does.
His role is behind the camera. You shouldn't even really know his name, and yet he pushes himself in front of the actors. He's next to him all the time. He's there selling them off him. That's someone that cares about attention and prestige.
Oh, and
I mean, he puts himself in like in the Creature Commandos. He's in the opening for that animated.
He's in the
Yes.
movies. He was in the Superman
So-
movie.
But really, I just like to hide away in my own closet and never talk to anybody. Like, no, you're always there next to everybody.
He's just so edgy, Disparu. He doesn't want you to know that he wants to be seen, even though he puts his face everywhere.
And it's the same thing with this dog. Like, why would you change the design of the dog to your dog?
Yeah, he comes across as really self-obsessed. That
Yeah.
all the
But
stuff.
he's not into it. So he says.
So he says, if we're going to listen to what he says. Yeah, that is a very odd comment. I don't care about Prestige. Sure, we believe you, James.
It also sees like the start of that is Cope as well. It's like, I mean,
Yeah.
sure, would it be cool to get nominated for Best Director? Yeah, but it's not something I care about.
Because he knows he's not getting it. Because
So,
he's not a
yeah,
good
you haven't
director.
had one any recently, have you?
Mm-hmm.
How many people with Oscars go, I don't actually care about this Oscar?
Like,
I
thanks.
think
didn't need
everyone
this, though, but
does.
thanks. Yeah. I
Um,
could see like Ricky Gervais be like, "Why'd you guys give this to me?" And I'd actually believe him. I would believe him.
He
Probably
was-
the only one.
He did his recent comedy show, and there's a
I
thing
just
in that
watched
where he
that.
goes through the Golden Globes, and he says, no, every joke has to go past a lawyer. And says they all got passed because they're not illegal, I know the law. But they always go, are you sure you want to say this? He's like, yes, I do.
I like the one that he said about Jason Momoa that they wouldn't let him say. It was I can't remember how. I'm not gonna say how it went because I think it was dirty, but it was funny. But they didn't let him say it when he was like going to present. I think he was presenting an award to Jason Momoa. Something
can't
about him
remember that
being
comment.
like well
I don't
endowed
know
or
that one.
something like that. I don't remember, but it was a joke
I
that they wouldn't let
remember-
him say.
I remember
Yeah.
when the stuff about the Cats one. It's like, she loves nothing more than licking her own minge. And everyone just went, yeah, that's fine. And then they Googled the words and went, actually, this
Yep,
seems to
never
be
mind.
derogatory British slang. And it's like, well, yeah, but it's used in like a comedy way. It's not, no one would use it as a serious insult. It's meant to be like a funny word. And they said, well, I'll have to bleep it. It says, I eventually convinced them not to bleep it. Knew they'd do it anyway, so when I said it, I just pointed to myself. So everyone knew what was going on.
Amazing. I love it.
Okay, so what Marvel's Wonder Woman series? I didn't even know that they were releasing a Wonder Man series. See, I can
Yeah.
even
Oh yeah,
read
that's
that
like
as-
in a
It's
couple of weeks or something.
Yeah. I think it's like.
Have you not seen the trailers?
No,
They look
should we-
really weird. Every
we
trailer
watch
that comes
it?
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's Disney, so
I
they shouldn't hate you for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder Man's coming out end of the month, the 27th. So
Every
it's an
trailer
interesting
makes me
concept.
more confused.
It's an interesting concept to say the least. But I'm not sure how they're going to execute it because it's also Disney.
Yeah.
The issue is they want to make a meta movie about making a movie, a superhero movie. And so you've got to be really self-aware, but also aware of all the problems in your industry. and talk about them honestly. And I don't think Disney can do that about themselves.
Talk about themselves honestly? No. Absolutely not. All right. I've never heard of Wonder Man. Let's go.
You got this, man. You just gotta go out there and crush it.
Just putting text on the screen that you've got to read while things are going on is a really awkward thing to do in a trailer, and they do it all the time.
It is.
Where have I seen him before? Pretty sure he used to be a terrorist.
This is intense.
Let's not give him any strange energy to pick up on. We both have a lot riding on this, Simon.
Why would you say that?
Come in. Mr. Kovac will meet you in the living room.
Amazing.
Now that, in the trailer, will be one of their best jokes. They think that's really funny. Oh, look, he was awkward at an interview.
Yeah. It's very like in your face, just like why don't they couldn't hire a narrator?
Well, if it was there right from the start, but it's appearing in weird jumps and stuff.
Yeah.
So you catch up to it, then you've got to carry on. It's just because they want to do it in time with the music.
And I know nothing about Wonder Man, so I'm not gonna.
Well, this is I don't know the comics, but the way this is, it's a meta show about making a movie, a superhero movie, but it's in the world that we're in where they made Marvel superheroes. So when they say when they said he was a terrorist, they are referring to when he played that in, I think it was Iron Man, one of the Iron Man movies. So they're in our world, but he also has superpowers, like it's also in the Marvel world.
Oh, okay.
A superhero remake. Not exactly what we'd expect from an Oscar-winning director.
This is the role. It's everything. If I get this close and I miss,
I'm gonna need you to sign this to confirm you don't have superpowers.
yeah. I need to be in this movie. Shaw! I was born to play this character.
Acting is the sum of everything you've experienced. The joy, sadness, loss, heartbreak.
The Department of Damage Control considers Simon Williams an extraordinary threat.
Are you gonna use super speed or what?
I'm gonna use my car, Trevor.
Does that mean you do or do not have super speed?
Let's go!
It's funny. Like, this is meant to be a comedy, but throughout all the trailers, it doesn't really come across as a comedy.
I didn't laugh
it's
once.
It's just a really odd setting. You're making a self-aware superhero TV series about making a superhero movie about superhero fatigue.
It feels like they're trying way too hard to be artistic. Like instead of just being artistic with it, they're forcing it. And it just I don't know how to feel. Like I'm not like this is bad, this is good. I have like no feeling for this trailer except I feel attacked by the words that pop up on the screen. That's about it.
I was confused after every trailer because the early ones, we just knew they were making a superhero movie. It's only in this one when he smashes the table do they reveal he's got superpowers. So everyone guessed that, but you didn't know for sure. And so I've just had this. I have no idea what's going on until this trailer, and then I'm like, it's not funny. I don't understand.
Kanye is.
It's
Like 25 cents.
If this came out like 10 years ago, maybe it would have been like well made. It's Disney. More slop.
I mean, I guess we'll watch it and review it. Disprove might have a good old time with this one. Who knows?
Well, I have no idea. That's one of those. It is just, well, it's meant to be a comedy, but it doesn't seem to be funny at all. It's got jokes where Are you going to use your superpowers now? I'm going to get my taxi. Like, okay. I don't know who's writing this.
Like, what's supposed to be funny? Like,
very awkward.
Do you have superpowers or not? Whatever he said, I don't know.
It kind of come across though that it's meant to be awkward. This was one of the things that The Office has done to people, and I was never a fan of The Office in the first place, but it made everyone think that just weird awkwardness was funny. And it may have been at first because people are like, oh, I relate to that. I get awkward like that, or I know people who are awkward like that.
But not all the time.
But awkwardness just isn't funny on its own. And so there's only so many things you can be like, haha, all of these people are a bit odd. It's like, and? Is there any content here? Everyone's
just so quirky.
Yeah, and they kind of branded quirky as like the new hot, because I'm trying to think what was the first thing that I saw like was super awkward. Brie Larson in that like older movie with Channing Tatum, the cops one. 21 Jump Street. She was so awkward.
She was in that. I forgot.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't look like herself now. I mean, she's grown up, I suppose. But
it is
a little bit.
It is kind of, yeah, I get what you mean when you're like quirky. It's normally like a girl and she's like, oh, well, I'm so funny. All my friends say I'm funny. And I'm like, well, of course they do. They're your friends. That's why you're friends with them, because you all share the same sense of humor. But you're making this program for everybody. Now you've got to be genuinely funny. And I think you do need a comedian to write that kind of stuff. You can't get your average Disney writer to write a comedy. That's a very specific skill where you need comedians to write it. And it seems like they haven't. They've put their sense of humor into the show, and I'm not sure how well that will go across.
Yeah, the biggest problem with like companies like Disney. Oh, I thought I turned my camera back on. Sorry. The biggest problem with them is that like, the higher ups are too involved instead of letting the creatives just flow, and that's why that's a big reason why comedy sucks these days. Because nope, you got to be politically correct, and that's you can't be like that when you're trying to be funny. Even in kids shows and movies back in the day, they would say little things that very mild that can't be said these days. Like think of back, like, you know what I mean? Like think back to like Animaniacs and like old like Tiny Toons, stuff like that. They would throw jokes that would go over the kids' heads, but like to entertain the parents that were sitting there watching. They don't do that anymore.
Well, look at Apu in The Simpsons. I think it was Apu.
Oh, you definitely could.
And they're like, they had to change the voice actor because, well, you can't impersonate someone's accent. I'm like, that's how offensive now we have to be. And I get what you mean about the executives, and it is correct. It's just that I don't think letting the current generation of creatives off the hook would make them any better. I think they would just get even more extreme. And so it's about having the right people for the job. And I don't know how well like a stand-up writer would translate into writing a script, but you could have some kind of combination where he's pitching all the ideas and they're turning it into a story.
Yeah.
That's probably the best combination. But if you just get your average superhero writer to try and be funny, I think that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
They probably have a bunch of women in the room. Let's be real. There's probably a bunch of women writers and.
At Disney, I think it's inevitable. Well, they have to be by their own hiring practices.
By their own standards,
Yeah.
I watched Street Fighter, the older one, and
for the first time.
For the first time,
did you love it?
I love it. Like there were so many jokes that you couldn't like write, and this one was just nonverbal. But when the one character got out of the van, the really big guy, all of a sudden the van just went boom. Because it was buckling under its weight. But you can't have stuff like that either, because then it's fat shaming,
which should be a thing, because then people wouldn't be so fat.
Well,
and also real quick,
also, like physics.
Staccato, thank you for the 25 that you sent on PayPal. Happy New Year, Staccato. I seen you in here. I didn't want to forget that. I always forget when it's PayPal. Anyways, let me get a couple of supers. Oh, wait.
First, I went to look at the writers forum, and one of the first ones I looked at was Madeleine Walter, who on Google is listed as a comedian, but she seems to be an actor and a writer.
What's her name?
Madeleine Walter. She was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It says that she's an actor and a writer, but listed as a comedian, and I'm wondering if this. I'm really funny and I write TV shows. But
she was a writer for Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay,
well, this is the point. I don't know where the comedian angle, because on Google it lists her as a comedian, but then underneath when you look at her credits, it's all acting and stuff. There's another one. A guy wrote he's an actor and producer. There doesn't seem to be anybody who is a professional comic.
She was GIF woman Tiffany in 2 episodes.
I don't even remember her.
Me neither. I didn't finish it though. To be fair, I watched most of it. I think it was like the last season, maybe, of Brooklyn Nine-Nine that I didn't finish, but I don't remember her at all.
I mean, if she's only in 2 episodes, why would you remember her?
Yeah.
All of the writers just seem to be writers and actors or writers and directors, except for her, who apparently she's a comedian, but I can't find any evidence of it.
Everything she was in, like, I didn't watch Children's Hospital. I think that was on like Adult Swim or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But she was in 1 episode of that. That's like the only thing that like pops out of something I've heard of besides Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, literally nothing else. But everything else, like the most comedy, Bang Bang, the podcast.
Oh,
she was in 10 episodes. I don't know what that is.
So I went to her own bio page, her own website that she made herself, and she calls herself an actress, writer, and comedian. And she says you can capture at UCB performing a weekly house improv. Her 3-lady improv team called Cat Ladies. I'm not surprised this isn't funny.
Cat Ladies?
Yes.
Oh,
Looks like it's an improv comedy show where she's called them Cat Ladies. A term used entirely derogatorily by everyone else on Earth, so...
Of course.
Well,
of course.
it all makes sense then.
Oh, and she
All
has
come
been
together.
she has been in comedies
She's been in comedies, doesn't mean she's
as
a
an
comedian.
actress. Yeah.
Well, let's get some supers. Ken, this one was from like 2 p.m. today. I don't know if you're still in here, but Ken, thank you for the 5. Evening, gorgeous, wicked, and X-ray, and dapper, Disparu.
Ooh.
What did you find?
I wasn't scared about the super chat. I read the end. Madeline co-hosts the Hypochondriac Comedy Podcast. I don't know what a hypochondriac comedy podcast is.
How can you...
Disparu's like, I must listen to this now, though. I have to find out.
Anxiety-ridden human beings trying to be funny? No.
Apparently, it's really probing, but doesn't take itself seriously.
Probing.
It's called Definitely Dying. I like this. This is giving the I'm wacky and all my friends think I'm funny vibes.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting. Calling it a comedy podcast. So you know how many comedians we know that have podcasts, but they don't call it a comedy podcast? Like Joe Rogan's podcast. I know he does a little bit of everything, but there's a lot of laughing and
Ryan Long
that go on there. Calling it a comedy podcast, though I've never really. Now I have to look up comedy podcasts to see what it's gonna be people I don't think are funny. I'm guaranteeing.
Probably not. I mean, just the title in itself, hypochondriac.
I got cats on the mind. I accidentally wrote podcats.
Podcasts.
But this is the thing. I don't even think when I don't think he still does it. What was it? The guy from The Office, we mentioned him, Ricky Gervais. He did a podcast, but I don't think he described that as a comedy podcast. It was just him and his mates talking to each other, and it was funny because they're funny people. That's the way comedy podcasts always work. They don't sit down and... When most people talk about comedy, they think of like stand-up, where a guy is intentionally trying to make everyone laugh. Podcasts aren't necessarily that. It's more just a conversation that could be funny or not.
I think I found one that Disparu started. Dungeons and Daddies.
Dispadaddy.
That was definitely started by a woman.
It's an improv concept-based a D&D actual play podcast where the hosts play as dads from our world. What? From our world? You mean from the world? Like,
does that just mean they are dads? This is a group of dads playing D&D, essentially.
It could be
playing
cute.
as themselves.
Maybe.
Why did I look this up? And Disparu gets a Happy New Year from Dan, not us though. I guess.
Cheers, Dan.
Disparu always like says like, yeah, base.
What? His internet's very expensive. He probably can't afford the letters.
It costs every letter.
Like the bandwidth alone. He does it per typing.
It took him forever to send that message through.
Did he started at 7?
He started uploading it last year.
Oh man! All right, let me catch up on supers because I'm falling behind already. We can blame Disparu for these weird podcasts that he's finding.
Not my
No,
eggs.
I was just looking at the writers of Wonder Man.
Don't blame
The thing is,
eggs.
I look at their credits and I'm like, why are you writing this? But somebody looked at their credits and thought, you are perfect. We will pay you tens of thousands of dollars. It bewilders me.
Oh, now Dan's mad at you too.
We don't know
I
for sure
take
because
it
this
back.
message was from last year.
We're not
Who
sure.
knows?
Yeah, it's still loading.
He changed his mind.
The Cynical Crusader, thank you for the 2. It's looking a lot like Regime Change.
Well,
Like Christmas.
Yes.
It's beginning to look a lot like. Anyways.
Sec for 2. Will could break Vecna's leg, but not his neck. We will get into
well,
that.
broke his arm as well.
We will get into that. Don't you worry. Jason Webster, thank you for the Australian 5. Hi to the adorable and beautifully Bahamas. Bonhamus. What does that mean, Jason? Extra Carol. So
Look, he didn't know until he Googled it.
I know. We have to Google so much. because
Friendly
Jason-
and cheerful.
Okay. Sagacious.
Sagacious. Yeah, I think so. You think you're
I
right.
think I said it right. Wicked Virtue and the undisputed middleweight champ of rapier wit, Disparu.
So,
Thank you,
sagacious is having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment, wise or shrewd.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
There you go.
Andrew, thanks for the 5. Happy 2026. Will Wicked kidnap both Disparu and X-Ray from their countries and take them to Florida forever? Maybe.
Look, I was looking
Stay
at Venezuela as if only he could do for us what he did for them.
I mean,
I see what
It
you
would
do
be
for
very
them, and I want it
helpful.
for me too. Our guy came out and went, "We really love international law." I'm like, what?
Monkey 8 Glean for 2. Wicked doesn't get it, but I'm gonna let X-Ray
Oh,
explain.
Oh my god, an egg joke. Oh, that's so cringy.
This room almost fell over on that.
It's not
Yeah.
all it's cracked up to be.
he's just yoking around.
Aye.
Sorry, guys, I don't have one. Andrew, thanks for being a member for 16 months. Gunn just likes to be with people. Ask his wife. The story she could tell, I'm sure. Jason, thank you for another 5. James Gunn has nearly appeared in as many places as Pedro Pascal. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah, I wonder if he's appeared in as many men. So, if you could just share my screen for a second.
No.
Please, hold supers.
In Europe, it's called a lift. Well, in America, it's called an elevator. I guess we were just raised differently.
I was
I love
watching.
this one. This is great. Oh my god, it's amazing.
Hold on. I got to see if I can find this now.
Cheesy dad jokes. Bring it on. Bring it on.
I had that bookmarked. I liked it so much.
Hold on. I'm trying to find
Oh my
something.
god. Yeah. I wish
Sorry,
we
guys.
had
That's just
them
like-
all cute.
I can't find
Tease
it.
me.
Darn it. So there was a video, and it was actually Millie Bobby Brown like trying to like. I didn't know there were so many different names for things like in the UK.
Oh yeah.
Like different names.
Yeah, like for items like a zucchini here is called, what is it called over there, Disparu? Like
I don't know what a zucchini is.
it looks like a cucumber. It's something with a G, I think. I wish I could find it. Because she was there, she was like, seeing if she could remember like the American names for the things. And I
Oh, a
don't know why-
courgette.
Yeah, that.
A gourd.
Courgette.
Gourd.
Well, it's courgette.
Courgette.
But I have heard gourd mainly in fantasy books. I think they refer to it as that. But yeah, there's other things like what you call pickles, we call gherkins.
Gherkins. Yeah, that's such a weird word.
And then
Because
cotton candy
a
is
pickle over here is like something you
found
do with
it.
an entirely different vegetable. Yeah, you couldn't pickle something with a gherkin. It doesn't make any sense. But you pickle gherkins.
I found it. Hold on. I think there's music in the background, so hopefully I'll just have to remove this if that's the case. So guess the American name for these foods. What is that?
Oh yeah, aubergine.
Aubergine.
Aubergine. Okay.
Eggplant.
I know that just because everyone uses the emote.
You call them cheese toasty? That's kind of cute.
Never heard
Grilled
that.
cheese and tomato soup from
Yeah, to us a toasty is any of the grilled sandwiches.
Oh, okay.
So they like to call this cotton candy, even though in England it's called candy floss.
You know something I've been amazed with her interviews? I didn't know she was so posh. Her accent is incredibly posh. I had no idea until I had to speak normally. Yeah.
I think that.
Really? Cotton candy makes more sense than candy floss.
Oh, ew.
You can't floss.
I've seen someone give candy floss to
This.
what are they called? The little animals that grab food and run away, the trash pandas, and they wash their food. Yeah, they wash food before they eat it. So they gave them candy floss. He puts it in the water to wash it, and then he's like, "Where's it gone?" And he's like moving the water to try and find it.
Oh,
That's so sad.
Is it zucchini? It's zucchini.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
Oh yeah,
She's married to a Jovi. A Bon Jovi.
Is she?
Is she?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
his son or something?
I know she's already got a kid. Like she is by
adopted.
far the fastest growing up.
Yeah. She's probably like, I mean, these kids, they're not kids anymore, but it's just like I started watching the show 9 years ago. So it's like when they did the flashbacks, I was like, oh, they were so tiny and adorable. And it's actually it was 9 years ago.
I think that's why they were there. Whereas my reaction was, it's on streaming. I can go back and watch this. You don't have to show me it again.
Of course it was.
It wasn't a well-placed flashback, some of the flashbacks.
Some of them were. Some of them were good, but then some were, it's like they just like
There was
threw it
so
in there.
many. Like it was all through the episodes. Like, remember when we were good?
Yeah, we'll get. Let me catch up on Supers, then we can hop into the Stranger Things review because I know some people probably are anticipating that. I know you guys can't wait to hear our thoughts and opinions. Carlos, thank you for the 5. Happy New Year to the best trio on YouTube. Wicket is Sarah Shahi's sister. X-Ray is Dong Grand's doppelganger. Dong, and Disprove is the most base dad ever.
Is it because of the lanyard?
I don't know.
Maybe he just wanted to say the word dong.
It's probably Carlos. Was that it? That
He's like, actually, your name's Grand. But...
Actually, I just want her to say dong. There you go. You got it twice. Cajun Corey for 5. It's very rare that a defibrillator fails, but when it does, no one is shocked. Corey, it's 2026. You got to do better. You gotta laugh. So I guess maybe you win this round. John, thank you for the 5. I guy with issues that are disguised as superpower. If you have to tell me the plot, then the movie sucks. Yeah.
With issues that disguised,
like they have to explain to us.
The trailers for Wonder Man have been really confusing, and it does seem like they're trying to be like, look, this isn't what you've seen before. This is a new genre you've never seen. We're being really arty and creative. And I just,
meta.
I don't really know what you're going for.
Like when you try, like if you're gonna actually be artsy, it needs to be artsy. That was not. That was like.
Well,
I mean,
could you have an artsy comedy?
That doesn't work.
And that's the thing is the jokes take away from something being artsy. You can't be artistic in the level of like, you know, drama with those crappy jokes.
Maybe if it was like a dark comedy, but this isn't a dark comedy. You could be artsy with a dark comedy.
Like, it looks like they're going for a satirical sitcom about making a movie.
Yeah.
Now, not only has what's the Apple TV show, The Studio, not only is that already done now, satire of making movies, but now you're trying to do it about superhero fatigue while talking about superheroes. So there's multiple layers of meta there. You're making something that people are already bored of. Like, we know you're bored about it, but we're doing it in a new and fresh way. Well,
sure.
It's a really tough job they've made for themselves.
Yeah. MTV Steve's been a member for 26 months. Thank you, Steve. Hot take. U.S. version of The Office is mid at best. I know you all love it. Nope, not funny. Happy New Year, everyone. Well, if that's how you really feel, Steve, I love The Office. But I understand.
I don't like the English Office.
For everyone. Gary Thomas, thank you for the 10. Hey, all. There's a new show on Netflix called My Korean BF. 5 Brazilian women are taken to South Korea, to be
Korea.
matched with 5 Korean men. I think Wicked and X-Ray would like it. It's cute and everyone looks like a model. Sign me up. I'll check it out. What's it called? My Korean Boyfriend?
Most
Okay.
Korean shows, they all look like models anyway, so.
Because they know what the eyes want to see.
Yeah.
There was some woman made an Instagram where she was like, "This is what I was promised the Koreans look like," and then she went there and she just saw
Oh my god.
normal
yes,
guys.
I've seen that. Let me see if I can find it.
And she was like, I've been lied to my entire life. And there was someone replying to it. It's like, yes, but you left your entire country to go to a different one, and you're still not happy. So now you've been in 2 countries, and you're not happy with any of the men in either country. Maybe it's you. Maybe the problem's you.
You might be the problem. SCD, thank you for being a member for 1 month. Happy New Year, everyone. Who's all pumped for Free UN Season 2 in a couple weeks?
Me.
Yes, I'm almost finished. My mom was here and I was busy. To be honest, we were the only time the TV was on besides Christmas movies. We were watching the Golden Girls. I just let her do her thing. But who doesn't like the Golden Girls? That's a nice, like, feel good show to watch. Delta Force greater than Naval SEALs.
Yes, they were the one that did the raid, so.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any American deaths while kidnapping the leader of a country. So whether you think it's a good thing they did it or not, that is very impressive operation to pull off at the least.
Yeah. Jason Webster, thank you for another 2. Well, it'll be on Disney Plus. That says enough. I'm trying to think of. I think Daredevil was the last Disney Plus show I watched.
And I'm up. Like, I think superhero fatigue is just the quality of the superheroes. I don't think heroes will ever be a story that people get tired of. But so I appreciate them trying something new. This is just really strange.
Yeah, I mean that's how I've been saying, that I would prefer for them to take lesser known characters or characters that like no one knows of. Like I didn't even know that Wonder Man was a thing. So yeah, introduce new characters. But you're right. I don't know how I feel about that trailer. I have no emotion towards it except that they tried to be artsy and it didn't hit.
Well, I think you can definitely do a superhero comedy. I think you can do one in this niche.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that a company, especially one as like politically correct as Disney, is capable of doing a comedy about itself.
No.
Do a comedy about what you are, you have to know all of your own faults, and you have to be willing to talk about them. And you basically have to say that you're wrong. And I don't think Disney thinks they're wrong.
Of course they don't. They're never going to apologize for actually being wrong.
Like, can you imagine what you could do with things like Obi-Wan's speech, Ewan McGregor's speech in the car, where he's like, actually, the fans are racist, and you're not really Star Wars fans. You could make comedy out of the things Hollywood actors have done all day.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Diz L Jizz for 5 Dungeons and Leather Daddies with Disparu, sponsored by Cats.
People are just putting stuff in Super Chat for you to read now.
I'm not gonna say it, Diz. And also, speaking of that, the next Super
See if we
Chat,
could get Will on board.
Will would probably be
he
afraid
won't.
to say it.
Well,
That
he
scares
could be
him.
the dungeon master.
He'll be in the leather chaps.
And this
That'd be the
one-
thing. He'd be like, no, I'm the final boss.
This one's for Disparu. Thanks for the 50, Ian.
Proper money. Ian Southworth for £50. Happy New Year, dicks.
Like, are you saying it to a person that has it, or we're calling?
I don't even
all
know
of
if there's
us,
supposed to be a comma in there. There's like it's
No.
2 separate sentences. Happy New Year. He just like had Tourette's at the end.
I'm very confused, Ian.
Maybe he's been watching Stranger Things. That would explain a lot.
Ian, are you accessing your powers?
I actually think that was kind of because they said that we spent ages writing Will's scene. Took us so long, the longest ever. What if it was just that word? It was all he had to go off.
Dicks.
With a heart.
I mean, if that was his notebook and all it was just drawings of dicks, it would make so much sense. And Will plus.
It was like, just improv how you feel. Just holding up a picture at him.
All right. And Ruin became a new member. Thank you so much. And Donna gifted a membership. Thank you, Donna. I like the new profile picture. All right. let's get one more, and then we will catch up momentarily. We got to get onto some topics here. Spartan, thank you for the $4.99. Cheers to the first stream of the new year. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Should we get into Stranger Things now, or is there anything else you guys would like to cover before we hop into that?
Or we're gonna get into it at some point. We could get it out of the way
if there's
now.
some, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. I don't know what I want to start with. There's so many. You know what? I'm gonna bring this up. Anybody, I mean, this shouldn't have to be said, but I'll say it anyways. If you haven't watched it yet and you don't want spoilers, this is a review. We're going to be spoiling the crap out of it, our theories, all that. So you've been warned, whatever.
Warmed?
You've been warmed. It's like, well,
You've been warned. Well,
was an egg involved?
well, I'm
Oh no!
well, now I'm not leaving. Okay, so this I thought was a decent list. We can start with this. So this person made a list of. I'm going to list all the reasons why I thought the ending of Stranger Things was total crap.
Can you scroll forward?
Like zoom in?
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Thanks
Yeah,
for
no, I got
understanding
you. Yeah, I got you. I know.
I was
I'm
saying, what
warming
on
you,
earth is
chat.
that?
I'm warming you.
I've heard Gary like use some weird directions when he's on a website, but never can you zoom forwards.
I know.
Can you lean in, please?
I know what she's saying. I got it. All right. So I agree with most of this. I will say I'll get to a point. There were some things about the ending that I liked, but overall, like, so the first season was so good, and it wasn't just because of the sci-fi stuff. That was like, you know, the cherry on top, the cool sci-fi stuff, but it was more about the kids and like their imagination running wild, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, it was, you get that like warm childhood feeling back when you were watching that, like just the sense of adventure and all that, you know. And they strayed so far from that, which is upsetting. But I really don't think they knew what they were doing. I think they did maybe the first season, maybe up to the second season. They had an idea, but I think they just like went as they were going, and that's not always the best way to go, because you get jumbled and you mess things up. There's so many plot holes, and the fact that now that they're saying, oh, the questions are going to be answered with the spinoff. What? How about you answer the questions at the end of the finale? You had 9 years to get this right.
Well, they were also saying that you're going to learn what the upside down is and all this. And there's so many things that we kind of still have questions about. I mean, like, yeah, sure, we kind of know what the upside down is, but like, how does this all connect? How did they figure this out? Blah, blah, blah. Like, how did Vecna find this? Or did he make this? Or is it the mind flayer? Blah, blah, blah. Who knows? And then kind of, I think the first season, why people like it so much is we're introduced to these characters, we're learning about these characters, and then building on a interesting story of trying to figure out, okay, what is happening? Who was 11? Why is she shaved and have powers? And kind of having that like D&D side by side along with the story for those who really like D&D. So because, you know, we got the normies who are into this, then we got the nerds who are into this part of the show, which is not like the biggest part, but it kind of coincides with it, which is fun if you've ever done a D&D campaign. And I mean, after season 1, as you said, it just kind of feels so disconnected. Like the story doesn't flow well. It's just not as interesting anymore. And it's kind of sad to get to this point where people are saying it's like Game of Thrones. I'm like, I don't agree with that, but it doesn't have a lot of emotional pull. I'm not rooting for maybe 2 characters in total. Nothing more than that.
Yeah,
And I want
agree
the
with
crew. I should want the OG crew be like, yes, please.
Yeah, I like
well, that was the thing about the end. The D&D game at the end made me like the original crew again. I thought it was one of the best scenes of the episode.
The way they ended it, that brought you back to the first one. It's like they're passing the torch on to the kids. I thought that was like actually genuinely heartwarming, and I was like, okay, Duffer Brothers, where was this for the last 4 seasons?
There was too many people. What the problem with the show is it doesn't have side characters. Everyone is a main character, and you've got a massive cast as it is, and so you just needed to cut back. And whether you killed them, one of the reasons people are so desperate for someone to die is because it doesn't feel like there's any stakes. But you could do that by injuring people. It doesn't necessarily mean deaths. But I think a lot of people just wanted the people to die, so the cast would trim down to the people that you actually like. And without that, you end up... with a 45-minute ending screen that by the end, you're just like, can you just please end? I don't care if Jonathan is a communist. Just please end.
Yeah, so they played it too safe. There was no stakes. They had to kill some people. Like, here's my list of who I think should have died. I did not want Steve to die, but if he would have had a death that felt earned, like sacrificing himself, kind of like Eddie did to save, like that would have been, I would have been very upset because I was like, during the scene where he like almost fell, and I was like, if he dies here, I'm gonna be mad because this is so unceremonious.
That was an awful way to go.
It would have been awful. Oh, he tripped. I'm so glad that they didn't. Okay, but
it was an awful thing to do in the first place, because the reason they do those kind of fade to black moments is because you're on television, there's loads of other channels, and you've hit an ad break, so they need to bring you back 3 minutes later. That doesn't happen on streaming. And so you're using an antiquated thing. It's a case of people have always done this, so we're copying it, but we don't know why it existed. And so I thought that was one of the stupid parts.
It was.
Wait, Netflix does have ads. We just pay for a tier that doesn't have ads.
Oh,
well, yeah, but Netflix, they don't put the ads in specific. I think Netflix, they just show ads whenever they want. I doubt there'd be an ad break at that very moment. And TV shows don't build places for the ads to go in.
Yeah.
Not anymore,
So,
at least.
I think, like, at least throughout the series, Max should have died because, I mean, come on, she had her body was like contorted basically the same way Chrissy's was, and Chrissy's eyes popped out of her head. They had no problem killing Chrissy. I'm sorry, I'm joking. Max should have died. Mrs. Wheeler should have died.
The Wheelers should have died.
The Wheelers, yeah. And even like Nancy, maybe it wouldn't have been like super cool, but listen, I could have done without Nambo. Okay, we didn't need her, like her whole Rambo story arc. But that scene where she's cornered and like it doesn't get her, she probably should have died there. Like maybe it would have been kind of like lame, but I still think it's like, hey, there needs to be somebody taken from this, right? Like Vecna didn't kill anybody. It seemed so. The final battle, jumping ahead a little bit, just because we got to that scene there, I thought there were parts that were cool. Like when Elle jumps up and rips her way in, I was like, that looked pretty cool. But that scene was too fast. So it was there. Like the momentum was there to make this episode cool, but it's like they like flew by the parts that they could have had go a little bit longer, and then they dragged on. They did this with like the whole ending, like not even just the finale. Like Max and Holly having a podcast before she leaves. I think it was Jeremy Johns was like, like when someone keeps talking to you and you just like hope a portal will open so you can get out of the conversation. That's what Holly did because Max wouldn't shut up, and then her portal opens. But like it. So yeah, that's who I think should have died. The Wheelers in general, even Nancy and Max for sure. But because you seemed like people are saying justice for Barb. Again, the first season, it seemed like that's the route they were going. Like, hey, no one's safe. Like you kind of like this, like, timid character. It's Nancy's best friend, and they just off her immediately, and then they just get too scared to kill anybody. And I didn't know this, but Joe Carey was supposed to, Steve was supposed to die in the first season, but he was so well liked. They kept him in. So that shows you right there that they started making changes.
They didn't plan for things.
Yeah, they didn't plan for things, which I'm okay.
But they didn't do it with Eddie.
Steve was my favorite character. Steve and Hopper were my favorite character. And Steve, he's the one, he's the best one and most based. He wants 6 kids. Good for Steve. I hope he gets that.
The more I find out about Nancy, she is just like her character, and I could 100% imagine her pushing for the Rambo ending that she got. She's been doing interviews recently. Guns? Yeah, hoarding them all to the point where people are like, can we have one? Like, seriously.
She gives him a flare gun. That's what she should have died. It should have been a moment there where if she would have given Mike a proper gun, he could have saved her, but she didn't. So, oops, she gets pancaked.
One of my biggest points, biggest problems with the show is people have been writing their own stories in their heads from the start. So, Holly and Max, if you cut all of the scenes that they were in, all of their mind sequences, which took up a lot of part of the series, nothing would change. Everyone was like, well, it's gonna have some kind of explanation. It's gonna have no. They were just there. Those kids weren't even supposed to be in the series at first. So that's another load of people we could have got rid of for absolutely no reason whatsoever. When you added more characters in rather than take them away. But yeah, Nancy's whole thing, where she dropped out of school, that was the actress's idea. She's like, well, I really pushed hard to drop out of school. I'm sorry. What are you doing to yourself?
And this made me so mad. Steve deserved better. I was rooting for Steve and Nancy. And to get back on Steve real quick, I'm not rooting for them anymore because, again, he deserves better. in the first season, you know how they kind of portrayed him as the bully, like bad guy, but he was like never wrong. Because remember the scene where he breaks Jonathan's camera? Well, Jonathan was like taking dirty pictures of Nancy and stuff. So was Steve really wrong there? Like,
No.
you know what I mean? It was mean, I guess, but he wasn't wrong. So in the last season 4, Jonathan's on his stoner adventure, and Nancy and Steve are like connecting again. And Nancy seemed like all for like, oh, you want 6 little nuggets? And like she seemed like she was into that. And I feel like the actress talked to the writers, and that's why they
Yes.
changed it to where she's making fun of him. It's like, oh, because you got to be Miss Independent. No, kids, you know what? Steve doesn't deserve you. He can find someone else with good hair and have 6 little nuggets.
You mean
Well, she had good
doesn't
hair.
deserve Steve?
There's
I
a
mean,
lot
he
of
can- he
pictures
can
of
find
her
someone
with
with
how
good
she
hair.
was before, and it is they essentially made the cute innocent girl next door, which men immediately want to protect. They like it's like, oh, if you're in danger, I can understand these people sacrificing you for them. And now it's like, no, now she's the one that is. I don't need protection, and everyone's just repulsed by that. It's like, oh, you just. No, yeah, we want you as bait, please. You go off and do the dangerous thing while we protect the people who can do better than you.
Nobody was like, no, Nancy, no. She's like, I'll be bait. And everyone's like,
Yeah,
I
my
did
main
think it
issue with
was
that
so
scene was she
silly.
didn't wait for them to run away. So
yeah.
it wasn't just her that was bait, everyone was bait.
I'll be the bait with all my guns. Because, but by the way, if
all
you're
my
gonna be the,
guns.
why would you hold all the guns?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a choice. They're like, she needs to be, and Nambo is gonna live on forever. Like that name's never gonna die. But
Remember, like, she gave the guy a flare gun, and he was igniting essentially the petrol that the other guy was firing.
yeah,
And it's like, wait, you just gonna spray this guy with petrol and hope it inflamed at some point?
yeah, they
wasn't
made
prepared.
her way too. Like that's so. Yeah, of course she had like her trauma, right? But I don't remember seeing any scenes where Nancy like trains. It's just like one episode she's like, oh no, I'm scared, Demogorgon, help, and then like the next one she's like the shotgun, like let's go, like just Nancy's handy shotgun that she's always got. I don't like that they did that. I'm all for
I think they
like
said
when-
she was like on a farm or something when she was a kid. I can't really remember, but I
think you're
vaguely
right.
remember earlier on the like, who's trained with guns, and she's like, well, I've shot a little bit with my dad or something, and the next thing she is taking down like the SAS of the military essentially.
No. And so I didn't like that. Steve, best character. I hope Joe Carey does more stuff. I like him, but he's actually learned actually today that like every actor in Stranger Things has like a music video out. And I was like, I thought Joe Carey was the only one. He's a part of a band before he started Stranger Things, and the music's actually decent. I don't mind it. But I might be a bit biased because I like him.
Mike has said he's not going to do acting in the near future. He wants to do a tour with his band and release another album. And I'm like, this is how you destroy your career. You should be
they're
leveraging
on a
this
high
into
right now.
a whole stream of things when everyone knows who you are.
And he's one, I think, Finn, that's Mike. Finn, Gatton, probably because he was like the comedic relief kind of, besides when he went through that whole like the way
That Dustin.
Dustin, yeah, the way
Dustin's my favorite character.
He actually had layers. I'll get to that in a second. So I think I'll just use their names in the show. Mike, Dustin, Steve, Lucas.
Lucas has been a
Elle.
non-entity for series after series. In fact, in this, they made him save somebody just so he had something to do. He rolled
somebody
out of the way.
That
Well, and
one-
carried Max.
Yeah, he was a good boyfriend. This Rue. That's
He
what
was
his role
just
was.
everything a girl wanted.
Yeah. But yeah, I think
Somebody to
that-
sit next to them when they're sleeping. Wow.
because Finn actually is riding on a high. So you're right. Like, it's dumb for him to back out of this now because he was part of it, the Ghostbusters, and then obviously Stranger Things. So him backing out now is kind of silly.
It's like,
Yeah.
I understand that he's probably made more money than he can ever spend in the rest of his life, so he doesn't need to work.
They're
But
loaded.
if you are on a high train, ride that for as long as possible because it won't last forever. Like, you may only be in the public eye for another 3 years or something, whereas if you go on as a band, the odds of that being successful, you're trying to essentially win the lottery all over again, like you did with this
He's
show.
not that great either. It's like heavy, at least from what I've seen. I only watched one little video because now everything related to anybody that has anything to do with Stranger Things is all over my algorithm on Netflix, or I'm sorry, on YouTube. But to be fair, I was watching a couple of Joe Carey's videos. So then they just started Maya Hawke. They all have music. I think Millie Bobby Brown, I don't know if she does, but she's the only one that hasn't popped up from like the
she
main
has
cast.
underwear that she sells.
She has underwear. I think she has makeup too.
Yes.
She's a makeup line, right?
I mean,
Skincare
that's
by
smart
Millie
of
or
her
something.
in a sense. Like that's
I-
very
yeah.
in line with her brand as a woman. So
Yeah.
It
she
means,
has
though,
underwear.
to sell stuff like that, the people that do well with that kind of thing are the people who take on kind of celebrity influencer type roles, that they're famous for being famous. And I'm not sure she has, like, the personality or the looks to carry that as a brand on her own. I do think she needs to be in a TV series or something in order to remain...
She was
like,
such an adorable
known.
little girl, and then like it's that lip filler, man. Like she should not have gotten that lip filler. But before I pulled this up, and then we went off, which is what we do. It's fine. This person made a list of all the reasons why the ending of Stranger Things was total crap. Negative things: 0 deaths at Vecna's hand. I do think somebody should have died. Because even Callie, which nobody cares about her, but they could have at least had her die at his hands instead of the soldier just like shooting
This
her.
proves they knew that a death was important, but so they brought back somebody in to kill them off. And again, it's because we know that somebody should die to show risks, but they don't understand why that's important. That it's actually the emotional weight it carries with the audience. It trims down the cast so you can get to more important people. And so bringing in somebody nobody remembers from previous seasons, killing them off when nobody is emotionally attached to them because, quite frankly, they act like a brick wall, to the point where people thought she was Vecna's spy because she was so creepy.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Like,
'Cause she kept
nobody
calling
misses
him
her.
brother too. So I was like,
oh
ugh.
yeah.
That death had no weight, and it didn't achieve what people were asking for when they said deaths.
No, exactly. The scene where Vecna grabs Holly by the foot in the mine. How is Derek gonna have more strength and slip away from you? That's
Well,
true.
I kind of like the fact that this kid is so fat no one can move him.
I
Because
like
that is the second time they've...
He's a
when
boulder.
my favorite moment of the series is, you know, where the alarm goes off, they're breaking out the kids, and he stands in front of the door. I'm like, no
I know,
one's getting
he's
through that
just
thing.
he's a
That is
boulder.
invincible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Um,
mean, even him in the mine, fitting out of a hole that Max and Holly barely got through. That was like
I saw
ridiculous.
They were like, okay, like this is the worst part of the show. Like, how is Derek gonna fit through
like
there?
if
Max got stuck in it
Yeah.
herself.
She
if
did.
for some reason, because of course, Will, after figuring out that he's gay or whatnot, he got the powers. If the kids somehow got access to a light version of the powers, I could see that being a possibility of them having the strength to do like the two things, like Derek fitting through the wall, the rock wall, and pulling him away or pulling Holly away from Vecna.
Yeah.
I would have just used it as like comedy relief. So like everyone else is fitting through the wall, and Derek just turns up and, are you taking the piss? It's like, then you got away from it.
Derek was definitely like, I thought that he was just going to be a super annoying kid, but he was kind of a comedic relief throughout this.
Mhm.
Like, I love the scene with him and Joyce when she's like, "You're delightful, Derek," and he's like, "I'm delightful,
Yeah.
Derek."
And they hark back to it later with like, no, we need dipshit Derek.
Yeah, like
Hell yeah.
Vecna's death is awful. It looks like a meme. I don't know if awful. I just think that Will. I thought it was cool. Like that one scene when they first showed that he had powers and he was controlling the Demogorgons and stuff. That was cool. I don't think that they knew from the start they were going to do this. They honestly might not have known until season 5 that they were going to go that route with Will.
I think because they've said that essentially Will is the entire theme of the series. It's all about him. He was the one that defeated Vecna, not 11. The breaking the arm is what allowed 11 to push him off. And they've actually said 11 would have lost the fight without Will. So Will's acceptance, coming out to his friends, and then defeating Vecna is the main thrust of the series.
Mhm.
And it just comes across as arbitrary.
I didn't know this, that Millie took her husband's name. Good for her. Some, actors don't do that. You know what I mean? Like some actresses are like,
the most
"No."
basic thing that we've done for centuries. Like, congratulations.
No, because I'm just saying, because the way actresses are, like they're narcissistic and stuff. They're like, no, I must
Well,
be known.
and
That's
some
what I'm
people,
saying. Like,
it's a brand thing that
Yeah.
they keep
Well,
the.
it shows that she cares more about that relationship than, I guess.
What they tend to do is they take the husband's name and just keep their stage name. Lots of people have fake stage names.
That's true. So I didn't think it was awful, but like, yeah, it's almost like the writers were like, you know what'll make this and this and this easier? Let's give Will powers. And they just kind of sprinkled it in there.
I don't think they had a plan, because the Demogorgons were so powerful, I don't think they had a plan to defeat them. And so they were just like, well, Will can control them. And then that shows in the finale when the Demogorgons, the Demobats, and all the rest were nowhere near Vecna. I don't think they knew how the kids could beat them, so they just weren't there.
It would have been really cool if Will just used them on Vecna.
Yes. The issue
that
is
would have been really cool, like turning them around.
There is problems of... Because it's a hive mind, Will's part of the hive mind. Will feels the pain of the Mind Flayer, of Vecna, of the Demogorgons, and the Duffer Brothers have done the Duffer Brothers have done an interview where they tried to explain it, and we never showed Will during the final battle when they're hurting the Mind Flayer. This is a lie. They did. He is in the middle of the fight, controlling everybody while the Mind Flayer is dying, and he's not in pain. I don't think the Duffer Brothers thought about their show at all. I think they're desperately trying to fill in all the plot holes.
So I think they need to just like not say anything and let the internet go off and go wild and create their own theories and
make their own
they're
new
making
mystery
it worse
box.
because okay, this was a theory that I seen that I was okay with accepting, but the Duffer Brothers had to come out and explain it differently. Going back to Vecna's death, I didn't think it looked awful. I just think that it all went way too fast. I wanted some like epic, like 15-minute fight between him and Elle. That's what I wanted.
Me too. They spent.
It's about 12. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say it was long. The fight with 11 was shorter than Will's coming out story.
It felt that way anyway.
But by a long way,
yeah.
I think Vecna's full fight was like 3 minutes. It was 12 minutes from when 11 is in the tank, the water tank, to when Vecna is dead. So she's not even in that world in 12 minutes.
So I don't agree with that. It's awful. Looks like a meme. But I just think it went by way too fast. And a big thing that they just did not think through, which makes no sense, because you think back to like season 1 where Will had to continuously hide because the Demogorgons, and they explained like, oh no, like the Upside Down is just the middle world between the real world and this other world. So they should be wandering around in the world that they were in with the Mind Flayer. No. None of the Demobats, no Demo Dogs, no Demogorgons. Like they're just nowhere. So some fan theory was that like the Mind Flayer like absorbs them all for power. And I'm like, okay, you could get away with that. But then the Duffers had to come out and say, oh, they're around there somewhere. Vecna just didn't think that they were going to come attack him on his own turf. And I'm like, why? Shut up, Duffers.
He literally is suspended in the air, just eyes closed, not watching. He could have the hive mind and go into these Demodogs to see like security cameras, which
you would think that there'd be like, what would have been really cool would have been just like an army of like the bats, the Demo Dogs, and the Demogorgons.
The ending was inspired by Lord of the Rings. This fight scene should have been inspired by Lord of the Rings as well. And you should have had like essentially phases. So if you think of like Helm's Deep, it goes through various different phases, and then suddenly you've got cavalry turning up, and they ride through all the people just when all looks lost. And you could have had that with the military turning up, because their entire plan is we go on top of a mountain. It's like, you know what has high ground a lot? Helicopters. The military came in with helicopters, and now everyone's blasting things. But they wanted to keep it to like a little crew of people, and 6 kids beating a god just makes it look really weak, especially if they don't get injured or anything. And that's one of the issues. Yeah. But the Duffer Brothers' explanation makes everything worse. They were asked, why aren't the Demogorgons there? And they essentially say, because they're somewhere else.
Yeah, they're around.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Getting a coffee? Like
he never expected to be attacked. I'm sorry, he caused the apocalypse and doesn't think that anyone is going to try and stop him. He knows the military exists. And then they go, well, he has the Mind Flayer, and the Mind Flayer is really powerful. Well, the Mind Flayer seems to be weaker than the Demogorgon, because a Demogorgon isn't harmed by fire and bullets, but the Mind Flayer is. So everything contradicts itself, and they clearly didn't think of this through, or no one had the courage to stand against them, and so they thought they'd solved all the plot holes. And then what about this, though?
They created more plot holes. Like, I mean, they didn't wrap up a lot of things. The Russians, how they never explained to us why did the Russians have a Demogorgon? Is the Upside Down over there too? Like, that never got explained. I guess they don't fully have to explain what was happening with like the military. We know they still exist, but they kind of just like after,
I think you do. Like, you have to explain why they let go everybody after they arrested them.
Well, yeah, that would have been nice, but it's like I don't know, like they didn't know what to do with it. So it's like, obviously we know they still exist, but like it's like 11 or what was it, 18 months later, and just life resumes back to normal. No more army, everyone's graduating. happy times.
But I also think they need to explain why the wormhole is made from biological matter when it's inanimate, exotic matter that apparently created it. Like, what are you drawing in, like, a biological entity from somewhere in the universe where its tentacles are wrapping around stuff? Is that what you're doing? Because living matter isn't created from inanimate objects. It has to come from some kind of living creature, and that's a really interesting thing to look at, and they just haven't bothered.
No, they could have made this series so epic and great. And you know, if they would have made the finale just like perfect, where like practically everyone loved it and there was nothing wrong with it, they explained away everything and we got the ending we want.
Capable of that, though.
They're
That's
not.
No.
fun.
But I think even if they did that, because it's a stupid gay scene, that is going to be the legacy of Stranger Things from
Yes.
now on. And that is so sad because in the beginning it was so good. I loved the first season. And like I said earlier, it wasn't just because of the sci-fi stuff. That was awesome. That was cool. Why does this girl have powers? And back to that, like Elle in the first season, she just goes and flips the truck over. And this one, she's like, ugh, trying to like lift up a wall. And they
And
say,
the
they explain
nosebleed.
it. Yeah, they explain
Like,
it.
you
so
think
she's
it's
getting
hemorrhaging
weaker,
her-
but why?
You think the nosebleed implies that it's doing damage to you, it's hemorrhaging your brain or something, it's popping blood vessels. So you would naturally assume that either she's going to get stronger so that doesn't happen, or it's going to get worse and she starts to suffer some kind of biological consequence of using her powers and has to stop using them, which would have explained why she got weaker. If she's like, no, I can't because I'll die, and then you would have understood it. But instead, it seems to be like a visual cue to people who aren't paying attention that she's using magic now, which is it's a very Netflix side television kind of thing to do, but it's not necessary. And
Yeah, no.
the thing is, like, Star Trek used to have character moments and emotions, and you would explore the characters, but you always did it because of something in the show. So we've gone to some kind of planet, we've discovered some new thing, and that event has caused all of these characters to disagree, and in their disagreement, we find out about their emotions and their interactions, and that causes the drama. In this, the feelings are just for feeling's sake. It is, I don't like you anymore, I'm not in love with you. Why? Because we're about to die. Well, when we're about to die, actually, people tend to get closer together, not split up. Well, I'm actually in love with you now. I need to tell you that I like another orifice. Yeah, but why? Was that prompted by this? Not really. They tried to say, well, Vecna, but Vecna didn't care. It was like ridiculous. Yeah. And so all of the emotions just feel like they're the point of the series rather than the natural consequence of the events in the series. And so that just makes everything feel flat.
Yeah, there's no stakes, and that makes it boring. And just real quick, just wanted to bring this up with exactly what the Duffer Brothers said. They should have just stayed quiet. Mainly, it's just that Vecna was not expecting the sneak attack on his home turf. Never in a million years could he imagine that. They're there somewhere. That was his explanation for the Demo Gorgons and the Demo Bats took out one of. It's so weak. Everybody loved Eddie for the most part. People just loved that character, and he went out his death was, he was protecting Dustin, and so it was a good death, but like those bats took him out and then they're nowhere to be seen. You know how hard it would have been for those kids to fight the demo bats when they were going for the mind flayer? I'm sorry, but
I think that's why they're not there.
Nancy's aim is not that good. Okay, she's not gonna take all the demo bats.
Not with all the guns that she has solo, because she's so smart for hoarding them.
Yeah. It was mentioned on FNT, and I can't remember who said it, but it was a great idea of how you would improve the finale, is if essentially you had to tell the military came in, and they're like, why didn't you tell us about this before? Because I know apparently the story is they want to create 11s to stop Russia, but if you know that parallel dimensions are about to cause the apocalypse, Russia stops. That's irrelevant. Now your super soldiers are meant to defend the Earth. And so if the kids told them that this was happening, because they didn't know, for some reason, they were just stupid, they would definitely help. And their attitude would be, why didn't you tell us about this before? Obviously we're going to fight. And then you do the thing where they're all inside the Mind Flayer, and the military are like, well, we don't care about the kids. We're just going to nuke the Mind Flayer with you inside it. And that causes the betrayal. That causes the fight between the military. And so you end up at the same place, but with way more moving parts, way more characters disagreeing. And like I say, it's characters disagreeing about a situation which caused the reason for the feelings to exist, rather than they're just being like, I'm walking to the shops now. I think we should talk about how we feel about each other out of nowhere.
So this, just to bring up, because you did just
Well,
touch on
both of these
Nancy and
comments-
Jonathan's breakup, both of them.
I
yeah.
don't. I had no problem with the actress until these comments, and I just this.
Yeah,
I think it
she-
explains a lot.
So Natalia Dreyer on Nancy dropping out of college, which that doesn't make sense for her character. She was very like in the beginning, go-getter, smart girl, like seemed like she had a good head on her shoulders. But anyways,
She was very
so-
likable. Like
She
I say,
was.
she was the girl next door, which lots of guys would have liked. She was very
Mm-hmm.
feminine, and they just had to undermine it over the course of 10 years. And it
And
seems
I think
like
she had something to do with it. Yeah.
judging by this, yeah.
So on Natalia Dreyer on Nancy dropping out of college, Nancy not being in school is something I was very adamant about. I remember reading the epilogue, like, yeah, that's perfect for me, for Nancy. I felt really satisfied. I think after everything she's been through, I just couldn't see her writing papers and turning it in. Why not? Go live your life. You fought a war, you won. Now go on with your life.
Well, she is living her life, but if you think about what it is, so rather than handing in papers, going to school, educating herself, instead she became a journalist. She became an activist. So they masculinized her up, they turned her into Rambo, only for her to go around, and I'm sure she'd be like some political activist journalist. She's like, I'm finding all the secrets of people that I can't stand. I'm standing up to the big man. It's just the girl boss story.
She's a YouTuber. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, it would have made more sense if she did like YouTubing on the side while still like in school. Like,
Well, she joined the corporate
Absolutely.
machine.
Yeah.
So she's trying to portray herself as a rebel, but actually she's just supporting the.
And
the
what does
common
Robin say to her in this scene? Do you join the SEALs? Like, okay, calm down, Robin.
that was so funny because realistically, like she
way
showed
she
off
was
as if
acting.
she would have.
It's true.
But
Yeah.
She was beating them. She was in the middle of a military base, spinning around, taking out all of these elite
Yeah.
soldiers.
I agree with that. Nancy was adorable. She was very cute in the beginning, and then Rambo Nancy.
And it comes out of nowhere. So she looks
It
one way, and then
does.
in the next scene, they've like punked her up. It's really odd.
It's very odd. So again, her on Nancy and Jonathan's breakup scene, you get to see the weight of all of this that all this had on them and how much love there really is still there. They think they might be dying in that moment, so the truth of it becomes really important. Once I read that, I felt like it was maybe the only way and the best way and a really satisfying way for this love relationship to come to a close. Like I've never heard someone say love relationship. You just say like love story. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
This
like,
is giving really strong femcel energy. It's like, the best thing about it was when I became single and a cat lady. It's like, if you're about to... This is the whole point where they always go, what is it? In the trenches, there are no atheists. It's as you go closer to as you get closer to death, you become more spiritual because you're like, okay, this is it. Maybe that appeals to me now all of a sudden. And the last thing you would do when you're with the guy you're in a relationship with is dump him seconds before you're about to die.
Yeah, it's very unrealistic. They're like, oh, it was so deep.
You would want it's called trauma bonding. You would want to be close to somebody.
Yeah. And something I want to touch on real quick. I liked Gatton's character, Dustin. I've liked him throughout the whole thing. And some people were very annoyed with the way he acted at the start of the scene, but it was, or sorry, the
Which
season.
scene? Oh, season.
Season. That's what I meant. Sorry. But he went through some heavy trauma. The two closest people, arguably, that it was Steve and Eddie. Like, yes, he had Mike and Lucas and everything, but they were big brothers to him, right? And he was very tight. So not only did he see Eddie die and he died in his arms, he lost him. So I think he thought the best way to push through that was to do what he thought Eddie would want him to do, which was, just be angry at the world, which that's not what Eddie would want. I don't think anybody that cares for you would want that. They want you to go on with your life and be happy. But I know a few people had talked to me. They're like, I hate how he is in this season. But it turns around when he has that moment with Dustin. Yeah, there was a few people that said they didn't like that, but it's like that's just how he's grieving.
Some people grieve differently, and him kind of fighting his emotions out to eventually get to a point where he admits to, like, Steve, like, I'm lashing out because I can't handle all of this, and the only way I can be is mad. I don't want to lose you. And I thought that was like kind of a good moment because
it was.
A lot of guys do that.
Oh yeah,
well, I thought it made sense because essentially the guy died for him, and so by doing things like getting into fights, he is hurting himself. He's like punishing himself for still being
Yeah.
alive. It was basic survivor's guilt. But I did like his wrapping up at the end where he does what Eddie said he was going to do when he's getting the diploma,
Yeah.
but then immediately goes to university. So he's like, I've honored you, I've carried out your wishes, but I'm moving on and continuing my life, even though that's not what
great.
you would have done. So
Yeah.
I think that he's a guy that I think did get a good ending.
He did. He got a really good ending. And I have, let me find it here. I actually have Gatton. He had a very good, he understood the assignment. We'll say, here it is. I do have it right here. Basically what I said, but way better. So this was with Gatton's Mazzaro. I feel like I always say his name wrong. but-
Matarazzo.
I just call him
Matarazzo.
Dustin. I ain't pronouncing
I just
that.
call him Dustin. I know. So this was him on Grieving
Sounds
the
like a
Lost Eddie.
pizza.
It says Dustin, it does. Dustin is convinced throughout the whole process that being miserable is the way to service a friend or to remember him because he's not living through his grief and he's not hurting and he's not loving and he's not missing him properly. So now he's entered a place in his life where he can tell stories about him, listen to his music, and show pictures of him and people and talk about him with new friends and reminisce, smiling and laughing about it. That's a new part of grief, and that's actually quite beautiful. Yeah, so this was great. Like I love that he did that. I caught it right away. I'm like, he's doing that. Eddie said he was going to do that, and I didn't actually even put in like what Drew said. It makes it even better that like yes, he did that, but then he still lived his life, what he planned on doing, which was going to university.
He's like Rage Against the Machine, immediately joins the machine and goes to university. So-
Dustin is so smart, man. Like that, if they they're not going to continue it. I mean, who knows? If they end up doing some kind of spinoff where they have grown up, Dustin's going to be like some billionaire tech boss, like Elon Musk type, probably.
Well, there is an interview. I think it's here somewhere. I pulled it up in my things. Oh yeah, here it is. It's from the red carpet, and it relates to this, but I actually had it because of his outfit. His outfit is hideous.
It's not a dress, is it?
No,
tell me he didn't go
but
Harry
it's like
Styles.
this weird sparkly thing, and I'm like, what on earth
it's
are
like
you wearing?
plaid, but weirder.
Yeah,
Plaid,
it's
but
all,
make it gay.
yeah, it's all shiny bits and everything. But essentially, they go, "What about your role? Are you going to do a spin-off?" And he goes, "No, for my character released, all the characters of the show, the story wrapped up. It's all fine." But then right at the end, he goes, "I think we might come back if it's a long time. There's not going to be any spin-offs with our characters. Maybe after a long time, though, we might." So that is, as far as I'm aware, the spin-off thing. They are doing a spin-off. It's going to be about The Rock, which related to
Vecna and
yeah, the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be a prequel or something like that, unless The Rock's still about. But
the
I think
spin-offs that are coming from this are kind of interesting.
I'm gonna
I
watch.
think
I'm invested in this universe, even though they kind of messed it up a bit. I'm gonna continue because I've been. So the thing is, I know. Did you guys start this 9 years ago too, or more
Yes.
recently? Okay,
Yes.
so I feel like it hits a little bit differently, even though they did mess things up. But there's a lot of people that were like, you know what, I want to be a part of this for the finale, so they just like binged it recently. And not saying it doesn't hit them the same, but like watch, like 9 years ago was such a long time, and we watched these kids grow up. From a girl version anyway, I feel like actually I probably feel the same way I do with that, like seeing these kids grow up. They were adorable, and I loved the show when it first started. So a lot of the flashbacks did get me, like especially when Elle was sacrificing herself, and they're all freaking out. And there's the one scene, and I saw a clip that was like Steve when he realizes he's gonna lose one of his nuggets, and it's like him all sad seeing her like in the thing, and I'm like, oh, it's because I just love Steve. But they flash back to her like all cold in the rain. I'm like, oh, and it's like she's not going to be there for graduation. They've been through so much, and she's not there with them. So I start getting like the girl feels with that. But it makes sense for her to not.
it's
be
been
there,
such a
whether-
long time scale. You could actually have like people that were their age at the start of the series, and they're now 20. And they look back on the kids and get the motherly, nurturing feelings of the kids at the time when they were kids. You know what I mean?
But it's it makes sense because her leaving, it was like an ultimate sacrifice, right? Whether we can get into it in a second, whether or not we think she's alive or not, but her not being there, it's like they're going back to what their life was like before everything got turned upside down for them. So
They went to Philadelphia. Wait right there.
Oh yeah, it makes so much sense.
But yeah, the Duffer Brothers revealed that they are currently working on a Stranger Things spinoff about the backstory of The Rock and the briefcase.
It's like
so
how
yeah.
much can they work on it though? Is
And
my
then
question.
Here's
with their-
details on the
Well,
live
this thing, they've got
action
they've got an
spin-off.
exclusive Paramount deal, so they should not be working with Netflix.
shouldn't, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand how they can do any of the things. I think at best, it'll be, you can put our name on us. Maybe we'll consult a bit, but I doubt they'll work much on it. But who knows? We don't know what their sort of rights are. Do they like own part of the Stranger Things franchise or something, so they can't be separated from it, even with exclusivity? I don't know.
We'll see. But this is the details on the live action spin-off. It doesn't involve the Upside Down. It has a completely different story, location, characters, and actors. It's set in a different decade. Duffer Brothers are heavily involved, but they won't be the showrunners.
Well, that's the thing. How heavily involved are you if you're not showrunning and not writing it?
I know this was like your brain baby, right? So like, you're just gonna.
Well, yeah.
hand it
I
off
mean, you
to
can
someone
give
else to
hints.
them.
You could give a story outline, but it's not your show.
Yeah.
A scene in the series finale hints at what it'll be. It's very different, but it's also very much Stranger Things.
I
So
think that's just
how
The
we know.
Rock. I think that's all it is. I think it'll probably be a prequel about The Rock, and I think what they say. Now, the issue is you've got the play. I hate that play. I hate what it does to
Did you
everything.
watch
Everyone keeps
it?
talking. Well, no, but nobody watched it. This is the point. Anything from the play that was relevant to the series should be in the series, because it's the series that's the important thing, not a stupid play. But whenever you talk about, well, that was in the play. So, well, it's
How do
irrelevant
I
then.
watch it?
Well, also, like, why should I watch it? It's like going, well, it was in a video game. Well, if it's relevant to the story, it should be in this. So anything that was explained in that that's relevant to Stranger Things should be explained in this as well. And so this is the issue. If I go, well, I think the story about this, I think it'll be showing you what happened with that rock. People, well, that was in the play. Well, does that mean they can't make a TV series about it? Because I doubt it.
Yeah. Isn't there an animated series coming too?
It's going to be between.
There is about
season 2 and
Nancy
3.
Mysteries or something.
And then that, I think it's a book.
Oh,
that
yeah.
is-
I'm out on
yeah.
that.
And then I think the animated series could be interesting, but it's sandwiched between 2 seasons where it was one of the lower rated ones. So I don't know how.
2 and 3.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How that will go.
I'm just not interested in more Nancy, but
No.
I'll check it out because
I'm
again,
I'm not
like,
sure any spin-off will be that big, because you've lost the Duffer Brothers, you've lost the cast, and so you're just relying on the Stranger Things name.
The brand is not strong.
And I'm not sure that'll be enough to get people interested in it if you're like, well, this is a prequel. Like, if it was a sequel, if it was related to it, I think what they should have done is they should have expanded on the wormhole thing. And it could have explained the Demogorgons, that Vecna is essentially fighting on multiple fronts. There's a huge battle across the universe of different dimensions and worlds and stuff. And turn it a bit into Stargate. And then you get like, well, the military were right to make all of these super soldiers because they have to defend Earth against this universe of places, which are all strange kind of creatures in there. And then you could have done spin-offs of whether you're fighting different worlds or this is a new world that you're exploring. But if you do a prequel, you're still tying it to Hawkins in this story, and it still remains kind of small. And I think people are probably finished with this story because you've wrapped it up.
How does like the parents not know who Henry is? That is like the crazy part to me. They go to school together when they were younger.
That is one of the retcons the Duffer Brothers have done. They said that they realized that they went to school with Henry off screen. Sometime in the 18 months, they realized it, they got over it, and they never mentioned it again.
So
yeah,
it wasn't an explanation in the show. Cool.
No. And
Cool.
I can understand
that's
it's
what I
not
hate.
that important, but I come down to the answer, if it's not important to the plot in any way, to the point where you didn't even include it, why was it a story point? You could have just not had him go to school with them. It wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they put all of these things in like Severance does to make people think it's a really complicated story. And it's just there for people to make their own theories off and think something's going to happen. It never does. Like, end of Volume 2, Vecna is calling Will weak, and then he leaves him alive. And like, why didn't you just kill him? You know this guy has powers. Kill him. If you had killed him, you would win. So people thought that Will was integral to his story, integral to his plan. No. You could just kill him.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing that got me too, I guess I didn't really use this, but you know, Will tells his mom, like, I'm sorry, like when Vecna uses him to find out where Max is in the real world. Why were they like letting Will sit in on their plans and stuff? Like, would you be scared that like Vecna can hear it?
Well, also, this is a really small town. I doubt they have 2 hospitals.
Probably
Where do you think the
not.
coma patient is? Like, I mean, come on.
True. It's true. So So this is I wanted to talk about with you guys a little bit about 11's ending and what you guys, your theories and how you feel about it. But this is what the Duffer Brothers said about it, which I mean, honestly, at this point, they need to just like chill out. They're saying way too much. But they said there was never a version of the story where 11 was hanging out with the gang at the end. For us and our writers, we didn't want to take her powers away. She represents magic in a lot of ways and the magic of childhood. For our characters to move on and for the story of Hawkins and the Upside Down to come to a close, 11 had to go away. We thought it would be beautiful if our characters continued to believe in the happier ending, even if we didn't give them a clear answer to whether that's true or not. The fact that they're believing in it, we just thought it was such a better way to end the story and a better way to represent the closure of this journey and their journey from children to adults. The reality is, if 11 is out there, the most that they could hope for is a belief that it's true because they can't be in contact with her. Everything falls apart if that were the case. So if that's the narrative, this is really the best way to keep her alive. And it's about Mike and everyone finding a way to move past what's happened. What do you think that Mike's story at the end was true? Do you think that she's actually still alive and she's in Greenland or whatever, somewhere just living her life? Or do you think she sacrificed herself and died?
Just Brew made me think that it's not true.
That she's dead?
But
Well, the
because
thing is,
of the bombs.
neither can be true. They've written themselves into a hole. So the two options are either 8 was
I'm sorry, I
making
didn't
her
know I didn't have this shared. Sorry.
Well, it was like either 8 was making them invisible. I thought you were doing it deliberately. Either 8 was making them invisible, which can't be true because the C4 detonated the entire building. It blew up the exotic matter, which is what caused it to collapse in the first place. So 8 is dead by that point.
Yeah.
Elle can't use her powers to drag him into her mind realm because of the all the things that are on her. So neither explanation can be true. They've written themselves into a hole rather than allowing both ones to be possible, which I think is what they were going for. But I think it's deeper than that. It's by saying that she's childhood and so you're making it pretentious. She had to leave them to symbolize that they were growing up and move into the future. The thing, she's too important to the story for that. She is the only thing on the planet that can counter these other worlds, these other dimensions, these other wormholes that will inevitably happen. So, however you spin it, you are incredibly selfish and causing the apocalypse by either staying in the portal or vanishing and not essentially giving your powers to the military. They're treating the creation of super soldiers as evil, as if it's causing some horrible thing, when at this point, it is necessary for the survival of Earth.
Yeah. I didn't think of it that way. I thought of it like, it did make sense that maybe she escaped, right? But I mean, Callie was bleeding out pretty heavily, like however many hours or like she was minutes from death.
Well,
right?
and the building is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
In the
C4
building.
exploded on top of it. And we saw with the helicopter how big that was. So unless you would have to argue that for some reason she crawled out of that building while bleeding out with a gut wound.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then even the flashback that they had when Will was thinking, or not Will,
Mike.
Mike was thinking of the story and she's like alive. And I'm like, like they forgot what they were there entirely to do, but sure.
Yeah, I could see like, why they tried throwing that in because like the hand thing, like right, her hand like vibrating,
Yeah.
like that was a thing. But I think
Well,
they
that was
did
part of his story,
deliberately.
though.
Yeah.
We didn't see that in the thing. Now,
Yeah.
what we did see is when she was standing there, she just vanishes.
Mhm.
She pops out of existence. And even in the zoom in thing, if you play it slowly, it isn't fog coming over her. She doesn't get encased, she just goes. It's not like the entire screen gets covered in fog or something, and then when the fog clears, she's not there. She just pops out. It is like bad CGI, essentially, what they showed you. But my issue is their secondary explanation doesn't make sense, and their first one is impossible. It is impossible for her to have done it herself. Because at no point did they show her resisting those sound waves. It's not like she could have possibly
barely
have
even
overcome them.
stand when those things were going off. So it's like the
And
only
that was
possible
one, not multiple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only possible explanation because like they turned it, I guess I think they turned them towards like the upside down. Because it's kind of funny, like they get there, like they're arresting them, right? Because you see it affect her a little bit before they even fully go through. Like she's like, because that's how strong it is. Like you said, just one does that, so they have all those on her. So the only explanation could be that she hops out without anybody seeing her, like before
Which
they
is
completely go
a
through.
big
But
stretch.
like, which is a big stretch, yeah. So I do think that they just kind of either they were trying to be brilliant or they just like messed that part up and were like, we're just gonna go with whatever you guys want to go with.
And if you remember, there's a line from the military where they go, "Where's 11?" And the military go, "She was right here." So she didn't hop off in the other dimension.
Yeah.
When the tires go, somehow between the military getting her out of the van, she escapes them and runs to the portal, which is up a blind thing. They can all be seen. Mm-hmm. And nobody saw her enter the other portal. So it does seem like they're hinting towards the invisibility thing, but I just don't see how that can be the case. But these are the same people that don't even realize that Will was controlling Vecna while the Mind Flayer was being attacked. And they point blank said that doesn't happen when it's in the show.
Yeah.
So I don't think they have a very good grasp of timelines and stuff. I think that they probably intended for it to be possible, and they've just messed up their editing, is what I'd say.
And
they
they
haven't
need
thought
to
it through before.
editing.
They need to just not like clarify it, which they didn't, which is one of the good things they've done because they keep trying to clarify things that are making it worse.
Well, I mean, just from personal preference, I think if you write something like this, the writer should have a definitive conclusion of what they decide is the truth and reality. And so whether the other characters know it or not, the writer knows the correct answer and there is a right and wrong and a correct answer, even just to lead into lore in the future. That she is either alive or dead. What we don't know. And this seems like even the Duther brothers haven't decided, which I think is that's a cop-out.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. So I definitely don't think that this is on the level of how bad the Game of Thrones finale was.
No, nothing like it.
But it's like something that I would compare it to is that like the rushing, right? Like they dragged out some parts for sure, but there were certain things like the fight scene, the big climax that we were all waiting for. We want to see Elle and Vecna just duke it out for 20 minutes. Just give us that, please. And they didn't. And everybody collectively, after that, like 45 minutes was up, you're like, okay, no one died. Vecna's dead. That 2 hours went by fast. Then you pause it. And you're like, oh, wait.
That's exactly. I'm like, I gotta go pee. You're back.
Yeah.
The more you think about this, the worse it gets. That's the problem.
This is like
and so
Fallout. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get really wrapped up in the emotions, and then because I think that's probably happened to me in Wolverine. I've never thought about Wolverine. I enjoyed it when I was there. I can't even remember the movie anymore, but I just remember that I liked it. So I think if the emotional scenes hit you and you've been watching it for 10 years, then you can get carried away in that. You think, no, I felt all those things right at the end. I like the show, and you just leave it. If you analyze it, it keeps getting worse. And I think that's the problem. The more you talk about it, you're like, oh, that's wrong, and that's wrong, and that's wrong.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah. But overall, oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say because I'm with you on the idea that I would have wanted a better ending, but this is the safest ending that they could have done for this show. Because would you have rather them like butchered it completely and us hating it, or just the most mediocre, safe, like everyone's kind of happy ending?
Yeah, I can agree with that. 'Cause I thought that, like, I'm like, I wonder when I go on to Saucy if I'm gonna be the only one that isn't like, this was the worst thing I ever watched. Like, yes, it was safe. It was
It's better than I
underwhelming.
expected.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought I was gonna be
I thought it was
alone in
gonna be
that. I
worse.
was like, the chat's gonna attack me, and District's gonna be like, you're a retard. No, I'm kidding.
No, I was expecting something like a 2 or a 3, and I got a 5. I don't particularly like or hate it. I came away disappointed, but also at the same time, I fully expected the story to be, and they even knew this was what you expected, and they played up to it, and I liked it when Will's there going like, we're just the same. You've been betrayed by this monster. We can join forces. And you go, no, I'm just evil, mate. I love killing people.
I like that they did that, because not every like villain needs a redemption arc.
Yeah.
The story I expected to be, because they kept going, Will's coming out scene was really important, and Vecna called him called that the darkest, most disgusting secret a person can hold. So I fully expected Will to find out that Vecna was gay as well, and be like, no, you can join forces.
Made him
We're
gay.
exactly the same. And then Vecna goes,
don't
no,
want them joining forces."
I'm also in Narnia. And then they come out together and fight and defeat the Mind Slayer together. That was honestly the story I expected.
Here,
And so,
speaking of that, this made me laugh.
Let it go, pal. He can't control you anymore.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're a loser.
You're mad at your dad, not at me. I forgive you.
I love the scene in the actual movie because the guy's like, I hate my father. He starts crying. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I just wanted to pop that in because it was the perfect time. I had that pulled up and that was perfect because you're talking about Willem Vecna.
well, yeah, so I expected something a lot worse. I think for me that it comes down to like what you care about the most. And the Duffer Brothers, they think that their character moments, you know, the bit where we're climbing a ladder and then we stop for a second and we really talk about how I'm straight and you're gay. Those are the moments that the Duffer Brothers really think are the most important parts of the series, which is why if you take like the first hour being the fight, for about 40 minutes, that's all it was. And then it feels like the fight was rushed because that's what I care about.
Yeah.
But they just wanted all the characters talking to each other about their feelings for a long time. And so if you are the kind of person that really likes talking about your feelings all the time, it's probably an amazing finale for you. It's just a matter of emphasis.
Yeah. And so at first when they had the scene with Joyce like dealing the final blows, I was like, is this gonna be lame? But personally, I didn't hate that because it's like this started with her. She was the first one to go crazy over it because Will goes missing, and she was the first like, I mean, obviously Jonathan too, like that family was the first that was heavily affected by Vecna and the Demogorgons and all that. So I liked the way they shot it. It might have been kind of cliche, but I did like that, like with every hit they showed like what impacted each person, like the most traumatic moment that happened from Vecna. And one
This
more
might be
thing,
where I
I
call
don't
you
know.
retarded.
I did not like that part
Well,
because
because
it was like it was overdone. There was too many characters.
It's
with
not
people
even-
Well,
in
I think,
Flash.
and one thing, I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but if we want to say that they did good writing here, because right, you see Vecna walk through, he's getting shot, and he's like bulletproof. So it's like either that was an extremely dull axe, or like they actually made it canon with his strength that she just had to keep
Someone should have
hacking
just
away.
gone, this is why the men should have done it.
That'd have been funny. I like that though. Maybe it's like it was like a girl thing for me. Like it was kind of dragged on, but like they had an hour to kill. Let's be fair. They had an hour to kill. So like it would have been.
It was like they
cool.
finished the script and went, oh, there's 45 minutes. What do we
Right?
do
Yeah,
now?
the axe. Yeah. Well, because like I don't know if they did it on purpose. Like it took so long because Vecna's like bulletproof, and you know what I mean. So like if you like technically if you did go at him with an axe, it would have took quite a bit. So I don't know. I'm just kind of glad they gave her more than just like my boy Will.
No, because to me,
that was like her line
to me,
that
she's a
all
side
of this-
character. She's
Yeah.
utterly irrelevant. She was important in season 1 because she was the mother of the kid that was stolen. But after season 1, she was utterly irrelevant. She's the kind of
Yeah,
character
didn't
that
need
you
to be
push to
there.
the side and don't really talk about
Well, she
because
was
the kids
Winona,
are growing
like,
up.
after.
They're the heroes. And if you watch the scene again, because the first time I'm like, where did you come from? She just appears with an axe and she's like, you messed with the wrong family. But she walks into that room like 10 seconds before with Mike and immediately just starts hacking him to death. And I'm like,
It comes out of nowhere. It felt like with her. I mean, I really wish it
didn't
was
love
Will and
it,
Elle
but-
killing her off. Maybe.
Oh
I don't know.
yeah.
Like, I like any of the original cast, I would have preferred to have the killing blows than just a random mum, which hasn't been important in season 1.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Critical Drinker did a great impression. No, it was Max. It was like, I can't stand Max because of the way she talks to people. She talks to you like you're a retard. It's like, no, you need to go through the portal. It's like all the stuff is really over dramatic all the time.
All the memes, like them setting up a podcast during that scene, like Max and Holly, like it was, I don't know. But
Especially as she's already missed a portal once by a second.
yeah.
Yep.
And the scene comparison, the first one when she's running, she looks absolutely terrified, and it's like the way that they shot it was really well. I don't think the same people handled this one. Like the way it looked visually, like it was so good in that first one when she's like really running for her life and terrified, and this one she's just kind of casually jogging.
The plot itself is horrific. You have dragged this tiny little girl through various different mind dimensions, and you get to the end, and suddenly you're like, oh, by the way, little 10-year-old girl, I'm about to go to my freedom. I hope you're okay with the evil demon god from a parallel dimension. But as long as you think of yourself as this little necklace, you'll be fine. And I'm like, what are you doing?
No,
you should have taken her to hers first.
She listed all of Holly's accolades that she had.
You're so strong.
You're so
if
stunning
only you
and
believe you're a
brave.
feminist, you'll be powerful. I'm like, any adult, and not even adults, anyone that's older than a much younger child would have taken them to their escape first, especially when you're like, actually, I don't need the music, just what's important to you, we can follow it. Wait, you've entertained yourself? Was this with an egg by any chance?
Everyone literally said it in chat.
Drew doesn't even need to see chat to know what
No,
you guys
I made my own jokes there.
Thanks for the 50 pounds, Ian. And don't worry, guys.
Ian So Forth, sponsored by Tenga.
We're not skipping over the other supers. It's just really it's funny. Still, I want to entertain myself and drank for an hour, and you're still talking about Stranger Things. Sort yourselves out. We're almost done. It was long, and don't worry, guys. We're gonna after this. I'll catch up on supers. I promise. But yeah, like that wasn't like some like groundbreaking scene, but I didn't mind it. That they gave Joyce something to do. I looked at it more like they gave her something to do, and I liked the.
I just love she's like, you messed with the rock. I'm like, where did you come? I didn't even know you were in the room.
She's just like,
I stalked him all of a sudden.
Actually, if they didn't have the axe
in the
she had a
housemaid
shotgun and just like bam right through the head, that would have been cool.
In the
Like,
housemaid,
whoa,
there's an
Joyce.
Arya Stark moment, and I pissed myself laughing.
Can't wait to watch that.
I know, yeah. We'll talk about that next week because as much as X-Ray and I both really wanted to see that movie, we both haven't watched Housemaid yet.
I watched it. I heard it was a super feminist drama and immediately watched that thing.
It's in my wheelhouse.
And the moment I heard the plot, like, I've got to watch this. It sounds awful.
Gotta see this. So let's see. Oh, what was this? So the Duffer Brothers. Let's see. I actually want to talk about this real quick, and we'll move on soon. Ian, sorry. The Duffer Brothers address fan theories that scenes have been cut from Stranger Things 5.
Oh, this is wild.
Throughout the Stranger Things, course of Stranger Things, there's only been one scene that was cut, and that's all the way back in season 1, which was a scene Netflix had us write out that we didn't want to write out. So we just shot it and deleted it, and they forgot we shot it. It was kind of amazing. Are they talking about the scene where Jonathan was taking pictures of Nancy? Because didn't they take that out? In season 1,
no,
I
because
remember
you've
hearing
seen it.
that.
No, it was
Like,
there.
Like,
we
it was
wouldn't
there when
know
you
the
first
scene that was
seen it.
removed.
No. I mean, like, I have to go back and look, but like, I heard that I haven't looked to check actually that they removed it afterwards. Like, it was way after it aired and everything that they took it out.
I mean, he's a male feminist. He's a male feminist communist. So that was the most realistic scene of the entire series in a series about aliens and gods. Was Jonathan being some kind of perverted freak? After seeing the finale, I 100% think they should have kept that scene in. But it's simultaneously impressive that you have never written a scene that you didn't like, and so you cut it from the series. Every scene that you shot and wrote was necessary for the plot. And then I watch what you made, and I'm like, you should have cut more. Like, there's a lot of scenes in this that could have been cut.
2 hours of can you imagine being in the theaters and being like, okay, Vecna's dead, there's still an hour left.
If I made that end scene, I would have kept in the bench scene between Mike and Hopper, the graduation scene, and the finale D&D scene. All the rest, I don't care about Nancy. I don't need to know that somebody's making a commie film or that somebody else might become an engineer. I don't mind.
Yeah, that didn't feel needed. You know what I would have liked to see? Steve with like one kid. Like, he's starting to get his little nuggets. Like, he's got one out of the 6.
Show Steve on his deathbed surrounded by a massive family.
Aw.
No.
And, like, you jump way into the future.
Upset, Disru.
Well, that's what's the point, though, isn't it? It's meant to make you... So you're like, yeah, she didn't want 6 kids, but actually he had all of these kids, and then you show, like, multiple generations around him.
And they all got great hair. They've all got
Yeah, all of them.
hair.
Yeah. Everyone's a 10.
All right, last topic here to wrap up the Stranger Things stuff. So we talked about this earlier. Finn Wolfhard is now going to focus on his musical career. I definitely want to pursue and keep on acting, but only if it's something that I'm really in love with. I'm probably going to tour a little bit with my band next year and put on another album.
I just think this is a big mistake. Like, okay, so there's 2 things. If you've made enough money for the rest of your life and you don't intend to work anymore, and you just want to, like, piss about, fair enough, do whatever you want, enjoy yourself, whatever. If you want to make the most of your career and you intend to work in the future, this is a really bad idea.
Yeah. I'm trying to see how much they made something crazy every episode.
I'm sure he could survive, but what I mean is, if you want an acting career in the future, ride the wave for as long as possible, take advantage of it, because if you try and become a musician, it's like, well, becoming a successful actor, winning the lottery, a musician, winning the lottery, coming back and being a successful actor all over again 10 years down the line, winning the lottery again. Pick.
So basically, for just season 5, they all made like 9.5 million.
Yeah. Like, this is the whole point. But despite how much money actors tend... Like, Robert Downey Jr. doesn't need to work again, and yet he still came back for more money.
Yeah.
And I imagine that Finn is so young in his life, he does intend to do acting in the future. But if you take a gap now, that's very unlikely.
Listen, if Noah Schnapp, the one who played Will, takes a break now, there may not be coming back, because I think it's funny too, because he, like you said, he's like the central character. Like, this all starts like what happened to Will. I think he's
not
the weakest.
The main watched character.
No,
he's useless. The only reason no one hated him in season 1 is because he wasn't in it. Like, he was taken away. He was barely in it. The kid can't act. The kid hasn't been able to act since he was a kid. Making the finale around him was only because he was gay. That was the reason why they wanted that as a theme. But if you were actually going off who's the best characters, who's the one that people like, it would have been Steve or Dustin that you revolved the series around.
Yeah, I also really liked Hopper, especially in the beginning. Did you drop something?
Well, yeah, but I'm holding a pen. But this happens periodically. If people don't know, if I look down like that, I've dropped something and I kind of flashbang myself because I'm like, I always play with stuff like on that sounds bad. I always
like an egg on your desk.
Well, I will now. I've known him.
Sponsored by Tenga.
That was if you ever see Tenga just appear in the bottom left, you know what's happened. But it's just, I've seen this all the time. You see actors, they'll be in a really successful role and be like, I don't want to get typecast. It's like, this is your job. If you ever intend to continue working and make as much, if you want to optimize your career, this is an awful decision.
Yeah, I think Noah's gonna continue. Finn, I guess, they're all set, like we said, but if you want to continue, Finn's the music's okay. Like, it was just so funny to me that I think Noah and Millie are probably the only ones that the main, and then I guess Natalia. But I seen videos of Finn Wolfhard, so we'll say Mike, Joe Carey, but he started, Steve was in a band before he even started Stranger Things. Even Maya Hawke has a music video out, and I was like, do they all sing?
It's because this is human nature. The fastest way to take the fun out of something is to give somebody money for it. So I'm sure when he was a kid, he really wanted to be an actor. Now he's been an actor for 10 years, which is probably about half his life. And to him, that's a big deal. When he's 40, spending 10 years on Stranger Things won't be as a big a deal, but to now, it's all he's ever done. So everyone always wants to try something else. Girls with straight hair want curly hair. Girls with curly hair want straight hair. This is where we have both curlers and straighteners. It's human nature to want something that you don't have. But when it comes to your career, there comes a point where you're like, this is what I've been successful at. I should double down on it. I'm sure there are loads of YouTubers like, I was successful in this, but I'd love a tech channel, or I'm doing a tech channel, but I'd love a comedy channel. And do it on the side, but don't stop acting to focus on a musical career. You've hit it big. Focus on acting and do your musical career on the side. And if that takes off, then choose between them.
And you can do both at the same time. I don't see why not.
He's not going to be so in demand.
Exactly. So
yeah.
You're fine. Do both. It's great. That's part of being in LA and living the dream, as you have your hand in a little bit of everything. Not everyone gets the job that they want. Well, that too.
I think we're going to see all of them pop up. I would really like to see Gatton pop up and do maybe some comedies. I feel like he's got that little, he's silly, so he'd be good in some, comedies aren't great lately, but he's someone that I would like to see do more, because we've seen, I think out of all of them, Finn and Millie are the ones that we've seen the most do other projects. So I would like to see...
Millie especially. What she earned for those Sherlock Holmes movies was kind of insane. I can't remember what the numbers were, but I remember being shocked when I read them originally, and I think she's got more of them lined up. And I could see it. I know people are commenting on her lips and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure whether that's a Stranger Things thing, because I've seen other interviews with her, and they were only a year ago, which I imagine is done after the filming of season 5, and she seems to look a lot more normal. So
It's the thing about
maybe
her,
like
and this
was
is
less
actually
inflamed or something.
a compliment that like when she doesn't try as hard, she looks better. So when she has like less makeup on, she looks more like feminine and pretty. But when she has too much on, it don't look right.
The full face. Yeah, I don't like the full face on her.
And she needs to tone down her attitude. So there was a thing on the red carpet where someone was like, "Smile, smile," when she's posing, and she's like, "You smile," and storms off. And it's like, no, he's trying to help you. Like, he's trying to make you look better. He's a photographer. He wants the best shot of you that he can get so he can sell it to as many places as possible. You need to know when you're doing something wrong, and somebody's giving you advice.
Yeah. See, like she has some on there, not too bad. I definitely think she got fillers, I think.
I'm looking at a year ago, a little over a year ago. And yeah, her top lip, she definitely has some.
Here we go. This was November.
Well, the one that I was thinking of was this video.
And the thing with fillers, she can get it dissolved, stop getting them, and then get it dissolved. So that's something that's easy fix. Like I just hope she doesn't start messing with her face too heavily.
Dissolving and everything goes horribly wrong. It can move throughout your face. You can end up with chunks in your chin. Yeah.
Ooh.
Do not. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. People think lip like filler stays where it is. No, it moves. It's underneath your skin. It can travel.
I've seen that. I've seen it like on some people where it like goes under and they had to like get it like surgically removed.
Ooh.
Filler is not like this is why they started this the funniest thing in All's Fair is where she goes, "Oh, I've been having this filler. It's a new serum made of salmon sperm." I died.
Oh my god, the salmon sperm facials or whatever.
Well, look, if you want that on your face, guys would have lined up around the block to do it for free.
Like
you do not need to get it from fish.
Imagine
But
the
in
person
this, she
extracting
looks
it.
I messaged.
like she looks fine in this. And she's obviously got makeup on, but it's the more you put on, the worse you look. There's a line, and she could probably do with less than this. Because the thing is, she's like 21 or something. And she looks really old for 21. The makeup is aging her. And she would look way better if she actually looked younger by taking it off.
I do think her more recent like Instagram pictures, she looks better because there she's not wearing as much makeup. She must have had a really bad makeup artist on her staff, or herself. Who knows?
Have you seen this interview, by the way?
No.
Because this is really interesting. Okay, there's a bit of a longer clip where it turns out she's talking about finding out about her ending, so getting into the Duffer Brothers offices.
Basically, I messaged the directors and thought, can I come over and have a meeting with you? And then I came over and then there was a whiteboard.
So that's how she found her ending. But there's all, remember the video where she wasn't happy, she was pulling a face, and it was likened to Game of Thrones about what do you think about your ending? Well, that came out before we saw it, and now we find out this is what she thought of it.
You've written your own ending.
No, I just saw my ending and thought, oh, and then I walked away very slowly. And
so up until now, no one.
I think she hated it. I don't think she was happy at all.
We'll get the interview like 5 years from now. Like I hated that ending because she can't say anything yet. She probably
I walked away very
will.
slowly.
Yeah.
She talks as if she's a very, very posh rural mansion kind of
Valley girl.
I grew up on a farm, but all of my servants looked after it for me kind of accent. I was stunned by her accent. It is so posh.
And another thing with these actors, right? These honestly, probably anybody that was on Stranger Things, the main cast mostly, they'll be good for years because people are going to find this show like for years to come and they're going to watch. It's going to be popular.
Oh, the residuals will be crazy.
That, but also
easily live off that.
Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
They can live off Comic-Cons for the rest of their life if they want.
Yeah.
But like I say, it's like we've seen with Tom Cruise. I mean, Tom Cruise might just do it for the love of the game at this point. But Robert Downey Jr., he doesn't strike me as somebody who really enjoys making movies. I think he would have been happy staying on his own. But you always want more money. I can't remember which actor it was, but he used John Travolta as an example. It's like John Travolta has built a runway into his house because he likes flying jumbo jets. So he built his own runway. And it's like whatever your income is, your spending expands to fill it. So if you're a multi-billionaire, you go from wanting an iPod to an island. So
pretty much,
actors always tend to want more work. Maybe it's different because they're only 20. And like, I've
Maybe-
never had this much money. And it's just, I've been doing this for half of my life. I want to do something else. I just don't think it's a good... I think they need better advisors.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll have a Saucy Island, guys. We'll let you know.
Ooh, that sounds like a bad idea.
Well, that sounds like a bad name. That's like the Oscars for corn.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is Saucy Island. There is actually an Oscars for that, by the way. I retweeted it earlier with the message. This sounds very similar to Hollywood. They have the same amount of perverts, similar audition processes, but use way less CGI. Oh, and AI will make them both redundant.
All right, let me catch up on Super, guys. I'm sorry, we're like over an hour behind on some, but we just went off on Stranger Things.
But it's been the same
You're welcome,
topic.
Ian.
You're welcome.
We'll understand.
Oh yeah. Cation Corey for 5. It's been a bit of a strange day. First, I found a hat full of money. Then I got chased by an angry man with a guitar. That's a good one, Corey.
He just found it in the street.
Like when people are singing on the street for money, and you put money in a hat.
Oh, the bus.
He's just-
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just walking along and
Oh
finds
my
his hat
God.
full of money.
Mike Noss for 5. The finale needed a longer runtime and better pacing to fill plot holes / unanswered questions. There were a few highlights, so not the worst ending. I agree with that.
It did not need a longer runtime. We need to use it more effectively.
Yeah, just use
Yes.
it more effectively. Cut the stuff that went way too long, could have been cut shorter, make the fight longer. Just there's like 3 highlights they could have made longer. I think the graduation pace was perfectly fine. I had no problem with the graduation scene, like from start to finish. The pacing was fine for that. The fight needed to be longer, and we needed just cut off some of the stuff that you dragged on and fill in like what happened with certain things that they left unanswered. I just hope they don't keep going off and like trying to answer some of these unanswered questions. Just shut your
I don't
mouth.
think they know how to shut up.
I see.
No,
So I
they
see.
don't.
It was one of the how the cast goes around and does the interviews, like 21 questions for this and that, or like lie detector things, like like Vanity's Fair, and like they do all the interviews
Millie's
with
done a
them.
lie detector recently. Yeah.
Yeah, so they did stuff like that, and it was all like the older kids, like Nancy,
She said
Jonathan.
Mike was a
and-
terrible kisser. Twice.
Oh, that sucks.
So when
Poor
she
Mike.
kissed him in the finale, they said, "Did he get any better?" And she went, "No, not with me."
She was honest, right?
And she's comparing him to his 10-year-old self.
Even
But
back
I-
then.
it's also, there's like no, he's still learning, right? They're still kind of kids, and he's probably
He's 20.
only kissed.
He's
Well,
not
no,
learning
but
anymore.
He's probably only kissed her on screen. There's probably just like no passion between them because
Well-
they grew up together. They're like brother and sister vibes, most likely.
It's not even just that. Now there is like intimacy coordinators and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was told, "Don't move. Just move into her, touch her lips, and don't move."
Yeah,
That's
don't
the
make
safest
it,
thing to
don't
do.
make it spicy.
So yeah, like there are some, like there was a kiss in All's Fair where it looks like they're eating each other, which is like way over the top. But there's some kind of middle ground which might be normal. But yeah, I think that they could have cut the runtime by talking about the feelings and stuff. It's not that the scenes were wrong; it's that they were done wrong. So the splitting up when you're about to die is stupid. But if they'd found out through the course of something that they'd both taken opposing positions on what they were supposed to do, they'd had different ideologies, they'd have different plans on whether we think we should kill Vecna or not. He's like, "No, we need to achieve justice," and she's like, "I think we can forgive him." And then they fall out, and that causes them to split up. That's a way better emotional reason than just, "I've always hated you," to be honest.
Yeah.
This is everything I
together.
hate you for.
But the older kids, like the teens, right, Steve and them, they did a thing where they were asked questions like, who's most likely to deep dive into internet theories and everything, and they were like, none of us, like we lived it, we know. And then like they're like the Duffer Brothers, like they are online and they're looking at everything.
I'm not
so that's
surprised.
why-
It's so much better. All the fan theories were better than what we got. All of them.
yeah.
There's even a meme where it's
bad.
like, fan theories, squiggle, 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 all over the place, squiggle, 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 ending. The what we got, the finale, straight line. And it was like, yeah, it's just better.
I think it might have seemed kind of lazy, but I think the explanation that the reason why we didn't get any of the demo bats or the demogorgons or anything was because the mind flayer absorbed. That's at least an explanation. Not they were just like wandering around. Like
No, they literally forgot about them. That's
They-
it.
That is a
did.
great... I'd never even thought about that, no. If somehow the Mind Flayer had got injured or Vecna had got injured, and so he absorbs the Gorgonzolas, and he just absorbs them all to heal him, that would have been a
Yeah.
great explanation.
Jason J, thanks for the 5. Haven't seen a single episode of Stranger Things. Been rewatching House, Warehouse 13,
House is-
Chuck, The A Word. Wish the BBC would make season 4 already. House was good. I never finished that.
So is
but I've
Warehouse
never-
13.
I've never seen that.
The A Word, isn't that a lesbian show? No, that's the L Word.
Oh
I don't know the
God.
A Word.
What's the A-hole?
I don't know the A Word.
Alien.
Mark of Reality, thank you for the 2. It's DEI fatigue, not superhero fatigue. Yep, very well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Just lack of competency.
Uh-huh.
not the DI injecting into superhero is what made superheroes suck. So that's why people kind of feel like that's what the fatigue is from, but no.
Nobody ever thought, if we have an ideology that really values weak, useless people, are weak, useless people attracted to that ideology? And so if you employ them, you're just employing yourself full of weak, useless people. Like, all the competent people that you want in your company disagree with your ideology, so you'll never hire them.
True. Magno North, thanks for the 5. Dem Saltines doing all kind of strange things. What?
Is that a cracker thing?
I don't know what a saltine is.
It's a cracker.
Oh, wait, are you talking about
Okay.
Whisper then?
No,
I
get
think
it
I'm
now.
assuming this is about Stranger Things.
Yeah, I get it now. Carlos, thank you for the 5. Every time I see X-Ray Girl, I see Gran in my head. Do I have a problem?
Yes. Yes, you do. Although my hair does look like hers today, except it's not all black, I suppose. Maybe.
Is that from the 2 hearts?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
it's the slutty one with the lanyard down her boobies.
Oh.
Mhm. The one where she had a secret ending of just banging a guy in a closet.
Yes.
The best
Jason,
ending.
Jason, thank you for the 5. If only they could send Kathleen Kennedy, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Rain Johnson, James Gunn, Leslie Headland, and Pedro Pascal to the Upside Down realm. We could only hope. We could only
Maybe
hope,
if we
Jason.
turn them upside down, they might actually have some talent. All the blood would rush to their brains for the first time in their life.
Yeah, maybe. Phil my Kraken for $4.99. The cast in Stranger Things will return in Avengers Doomsday.
I've seen that.
Like
Millie
11
Bobby
will
Brown
return.
will
That was so
return.
good.
That poster was great.
That was funny. Net Stealer for 5. Okay, I'm done with everyone saying bring the military. How? They literally had to climb through a crack to get to the other side. Copter in the pockets. Yeah.
Well, I mean, all of these cracks just appeared because people forced them open. But do you really think that somehow getting the military through the upside down when a load of kids can is more stupid than going, we should just wait for these planets to collide, and then this tower will perfectly align with a tiny crack through to the other realm? And then at one point they're like, it's not aligning with the crack. I'm like, no, you didn't think this through before. It's the entire world versus your tower, and it have to align perfectly.
Imagine if the tower literally went through the crack. It could be an allegory.
It would be them leaving their childhood behind to become finally adults. It would be as pretentious as the Duffer Brothers have explained everything else.
It's an analogy of Will's. Like,
You have like dust in there. Is like, it's so close, it's almost left a bit.
If I killed Steve in that scene, I would have shut it off. I'm not even lying. I would have been dramatic and shut it off.
I'm teasing.
Well, that was the thing. I expected him to be grabbed, but I thought he would have done it when he was holding there.
Yeah.
When he let go, I was like, oh, he's dead. The moment he went to black screen, I knew he was alive. It kind of undermined their own chalk.
Yeah. Raider comes in with the 10 gifted memberships and also 103.69 with a cheers emoji. It's a New Year's cheers emoji celebration. I think it's a glass of whiskey and a firework. So thank you so much. Here.
Saucy.
Haven't had
He
a
just wanted
saucy
to
in
use
a
the
while.
numbers in his name.
He did. Thank you so much, Raider. Sorry that we're like an hour late on it. But thank you for the emojis. He knows how I feel. I prefer if he's gonna send something to at least send me an emoji, you know? Show us that you care. I'm kidding. Deranged
I
Lunatic.
demand pictures.
I demand pictures. Deranged Lunatic for $1.99. The ending was Game of Thrones 2.0. I don't think it was that bad, but I understand people comparing it just because it was like a letdown. But I don't think that this was as bad as Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, to be Arya Stark, it would need the mum rather than just cutting his head off. It would need 11 to be in the battle, and the mum comes around with an axe and just starts hacking him from behind while he's standing there.
I didn't mind Joyce with the axe. I got what they were trying to do with it, but I think would have been even better is if they would have did like some epic scene where she just like takes Nancy's shotgun and it was like you messed with the wrong family and then bam, like right through his head and he's just done. That would have been kind of cool to see. But
I mean,
but
I don't
again,
think it was
I don't know.
I don't think it was in the finale, but you have to go a long way to match the idea that every corpse we give to the enemies turns into an enemy itself, and then riding a load of horses into the darkness just to watch them die when you have castle walls behind you. That's still one of the most stupid moments of television ever for me.
Captain Salty, thank you for the 5. Have you seen Beyond the Black Rainbow? Very similar to season 1 of Stranger Things. Some think Duffer Bros stole the idea. Beyond the Black Rainbow. Let me look into that. Hold on.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were like taking bits from various things. A lot of people are like, this is a reference to this is nature's reference to this. Some of it's done deliberately. Some of it's probably just inspiration.
It's a 2010 Canadian psychedelic science fiction horror film written and directed. Okay. It's not showing anymore. I'm going to look into that.
They did say though that season 1 it was essentially meant to be on its own. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if that explains why the rest of the series was just made up on the spot.
Rune, thank you for the Canadian 10. I was really hoping Mr. Clark was going to be the twist mind flayer. He was the one that first brought up the wormhole idea after all. Yeah, I thought that Mr. Clark was going to die. I thought we were going to get another like Bob level death. It was Bob, right? That was her boyfriend's name.
Samwise?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so. You guys know what I'm talking about though. If I got the name wrong, it's been so long, all these seasons, some just gets kind of mushed together in my brain. But I thought that he was. I thought there was going to be a scene. Vara pointed this out, and I agreed with her fully on it. Like, when we seen the trailer of Dustin, like no, but now we know he was saying 11, but we didn't know what he was saying. We thought that maybe Mr. Clark was going to like sacrifice himself somehow and close the Upside Down. But then again, like, does Dustin really need
that? Would have been really odd.
It would have been odd, like maybe not that, but like we thought that because he's innocent. But again, they played it very safe. So I thought that he was gonna possibly die. But Jesus, thank you for being a member for 13 months. Smash the like button. Thank you, Jesus. And I love your profile picture, Santa and Spider-Man. That's great. And Jesus also gifted a membership. Thank you so much. Jason Webster for another Australian 5. Thank you, Jason. I am very happy Queen Mantis won 3 awards, including Top Excellence Award, Actress for Lead, Go Hun Jung, at the 2025 KBS Drama Awards last Wednesday. Nice, Jason.
I think he just likes you reading out foreign names.
I think so.
It's a mystery.
Chinese is hard.
About a serial killer.
Okay. Oh, you're looking into the Black Rainbow?
Queen Mantis.
Oh, sorry, I had the Black Rainbow up. John Wayne for $5. Watch Sliders, Farscape, Andromeda, Stargate, Lex and the Outer Limits, all from the mid-90s through the mid-2000s for a well-deserved palate cleanser. Thank you, John
I've seen them
Wayne.
all except the Outer Limits. They're all good. Lex is like budget comedy sci-fi thing. It's really quite strange. But they do an entire episode about a chess game, which sounds boring and still really entertaining.
I've been told
I like
that I should
Queen's
watch
Gambit. That's good.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it.
You should watch it.
But yeah, Sliders especially is great. And more series could do that where... So Sliders is this guy creates a portal device which goes to other dimensions. And it uses the trope of every decision you make spins off a different dimension. And so every possibility of everything in time exists. And there's alternate yous that lived alternate lives and things. And they go through it. But it starts with, there's a timer that counts down to the next wormhole. And you should never go in front of the timer. Otherwise you won't go home when you resummon the wormhole.
Okay, that sounds very interesting.
Well, it does until his first jump puts him in like a deadly scenario where he has to summon it immediately, and so it's a bit like what's the one where he jumps into other people's bodies? It's a bit like that. They're going to different parallel dimensions trying to get home, and so you just experience loads of alternate realities where everything is possible. And so every episode is like a new series, but with the same cast and crew. It's great. There's one especially where they see a load of people going to a cash point and just taking out money. and they only find out later that for every dollar you take out of this cash point every week, you get another lottery ticket, and if you win, you die. And so there's it's kind of like Black Mirror of its day kind of thing. It's just every situation they can think of. And that's what I mean by it's the situation in the idea causes the characters to interact, which causes the feelings of the characters, and you get attached to them. Rather than just, I don't like you anymore.
I'm going to look into all of those. They sound very interesting.
Sliders is great.
It sounds really
Especially
great.
when you realize that because he created the time wormhole thing, well, the wormhole thing, there's other versions of him in other realities which also created wormhole things. So there's lots of him going around all of these different dimensions.
Interesting. Dang.
All right, sorry. I was looking for something else. What was it called? Oh, okay. I think I've talked about this. This just made me think about it. Have you guys checked out Archive 81 yet? Did you watch that one, Disparu?
No.
Which one's that? Is that the tape recorder one?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that when it was released. I liked it. I was disappointed that it didn't get a sequel because it ended
They ended on a cliffhanger.
like it was going to.
Yeah, I know, because I was watching it, and I remember Vara was like, you didn't finish it yet? She's like, I was like, what? She's like, you'll see. And I was like, this is what she meant, the way they ended it. Like, I hate when they end on cliffhangers, and it's actually a good show, and then we don't get a sequel. It's still worth watching, guys. If you haven't watched Archive 81, it's a nice mystery. Would you classify it as a thriller? Maybe mildly?
I'd class it as like a found footage psychological horror thriller. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's really good. If you guys haven't watched it,
I've always liked it's why I think it's called Quarantine. That's a found footage thing. They get sealed inside a
Oh, that's the one with Deborah, the Deborah from Dexter.
Yes, yeah.
like that one.
really like that. Yeah. Sealed inside a skyscraper. And so this is kind of a mix because he's looking at tapes which are found footage. So you see his world watching another world that's already happened. And so you find out her life, where she's living, and all this kind of stuff. And it's one of those things where they could have easily done Mystery Box, but they actually answer all of the questions, which is what you need to do.
Yes, I hate when we don't get the questions answered.
It's so
It's a mystery.
unsatisfying.
Yeah. All right.
Boys are
where were
fighting.
we? I know the boys are fighting. The Jabroni Big Time for 5. How do you get a crowd of Canadians to disperse? You asked nicely.
Look, I thought I was going to end
no
like
lies detected.
throw syrup.
I mean, that works too. Jason, thanks for another Australian 5. I am very happy. Vincenzo's
awesome. It's great.
I haven't seen that. Won Excellence Award, actress in a seasonal drama for performance in our movie at the 2025 SBS Drama Awards.
It's about a guy who, I don't know whether it's Korean or Japanese, but either one. He goes to Italy and joins the Italian mafia, then comes back to his home country and utilizes Italian mafia tactics against his own people for good. So nobody knows he's a gangster.
So was it Mazza? It sounds like Mazza.
Mazza,
No,
gangster?
Mazza sent me a picture of Derek in Stranger Things, and I'm just like, yeah, they were inspired by you for this role, weren't they? This is what you were as a kid.
That's him now. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Johnny Infinity 2. Johnny, thanks for the 2. Zoo jailbrick tax.
Oh, thanks. Maybe I'll break out at some point.
She's still after a nail file.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll get it there eventually. Ian for 50 pounds. Oh, Vecna desk milk something. I lost my USB cable loser.
Look, I have never lost a USB cable in my life. I have too many of them. There's
all right
always
in
a
front of
spare.
him.
Somewhere.
He's always got one.
Yeah, I may lose them, but I find the one I lost previously at the same time.
Vegas Matt for 5. Very late Christmas present. Lego The Lord of the Rings Rivendell building set.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. I know
They released
a few people that will love that. There's 2 sets that I really want. I want the Arkham Asylum, but more than that, I want the Black Pearl. They released that. I want it so bad.
But didn't they announce like a Lord of the Rings one, which is going to be one of their biggest ever sets?
Minas Tirith one.
Yeah.
And then there's I saw a new one today. I forgot what it was called. The Helmet of Sauron, I think.
I think I might have seen that one
It
as well.
looked pretty cool.
Jason Webster for 2 says alien Earth can be used as corporal punishment.
Oh, that would be horrible. I mean, at least it's pretty, I guess.
Jason J for 2, the A word, autism, featuring Christopher
Eccleston.
Thank you. That jumped to me. And Raider for 101.13. Thank you, Raider. I wish it did the thing it does on the phones. When you do that like this on the phones,
I don't have the phone right now.
It like shoots out hearts.
Yeah,
and
it's
then,
really cute.
And then Ian for 101.14. No, don't believe these political maneuverings by Raider. And then he said,
I think he's drunk.
It's a rubbish typo.
Maneuver strings.
Maneuver strings. That's a new. Should we have a new merch that says maneuver strings?
That would take too many letters to fill out on the chest.
You'd have to go all the way around like a circle. And Raider for 101.15 boxing glove. And then Ian for 101.16 with the gay flag.
Yeah, you boys and your emojis. Like, you guys need to get a room already.
Thank you guys. We have something here for you. What do we got?
Speaking of gay.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm worth it.
Yes. Okay, we finally caught up. He said, "Oh, we will." Okay.
Oh,
Ian.
dang. Okay. Well, because it's Will, because Will is gay. I get it. I get it. Oh my God, Raider.
Raider with is that the pansexual flag for 100?
I think that's a trans flag.
Trans. I don't know. I can't keep up. With all these
too many flags.
I just my flag, the American flag. And you know what?
I was also. I said I was expecting things in the Stranger Things finale. I was expecting to be in a school and he just pulls a flag off a wall to defend himself against a gorgonzola.
Like in the thing, yeah. Here you go, chat. My reaction to the person Stranger Things decided to kill off. Oh, it's got to restart. There it goes.
I would probably mute the audio as it is an actual TV show.
Good.
Good. I think
I didn't even feel that because I'm like, you turned up 2 episodes ago. You haven't done anything. You can't act. I don't care.
Yeah, I think at that point, like, even if she lived, nobody cared.
It's just so many stupid, like bringing Max back.
Bro.
Max back and all of the mine sequences. I don't know. You should have cut scenes. We've only cut 1 scene. Maybe you should cut more.
You should have cut more. Did you cut the scene that you cut? Explain things that we need to explain.
I probably like that scene.
I might have liked that scene. Speaking of cuts, I just thought this was kind of funny. Kanye West being petty, but like in a funny way, taking shots at Kim. Kanye West on Kim failing the bar exam. She failed our marriage first.
I get the feeling Kim's failed it a lot, but she doesn't realize it. It's like, remember, this is the woman that thought she'd pass the bar because a psychic told her she would. She did studying with ChatGPT and then was surprised that the AI doesn't know law. It's almost as if there's a reason we don't use AI in courtrooms.
I know. Who would have thought, man? Could you imagine, like, hold on a second. Well, ChatGPT says differently.
Yeah. Well, there's I don't know whether she's doing a TV show or she just records it for lulz. But when she finds out about it, she starts crying and she goes, "I'm not surprised." It's like, yeah, nor am I. I don't know why you took the bar in the first place. Why is Kim Kardashian sitting at home going, "I want to be a barrister"? I don't understand.
Her dad was a lawyer. I don't know if she's like trying to prove herself. I was like, Kim,
she's
you
an
made
it
your
girl.
money. You made your money. Let's move forward. Like,
this is someone who's renowned for having a quite weirdly deformed arse. Like that's what she's known for.
well, you've seen that Zack Snyder thanked her because he won in Fortnite playing as her skin. Did you see that? He took like a selfie.
I did not see that.
Hold on, let me find it. It is pretty funny. I'm pretty sure I bookmarked it. If not, I'll be able to find it. I have it in one of my many group chats here. But
like,
yeah, he
can
tried.
You imagine turning up to court and Kim Kardashian is there to defend you?
Like, you know what? Just
it's like, I just plead guilty. It'll do less damage.
Yeah, just take me away. Let's see. Maybe I didn't bookmark it. I have it somewhere.
I'm not surprised.
Though. I it's not like groundbreaking news or anything. It was just funny.
I think random things going into Fortnite is far less offensive to me than Nicki Minaj being in Call of Duty. That is the most I don't understand my audience skin of all time.
The only thing is like Fortnite putting Kim was kind of weird because it's like she's known like it's mostly like a kids game, right? So like putting Kim in there, it's like she got popular for doing porn. So
it's one of the most popular games in recent history. I'm sure it's got a whole range of demographics. It's just the graphics, because it was designed to be played on basically everything. The easiest way to do a really low intensive game while also making it look good is just cartoony graphics. So they didn't really have a choice.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Why am I sitting there looking for the tweet when Zack Snyder actually posted it on his his Instagram?
Unless you're like, he posts like a 12-year-old girl.
No, I don't think he does.
Scroll through 5,000 things. But yeah, did you see? Oh no, I showed you the brain scan thing where we found out she's basically got a brain cell rather than a brain.
Yeah.
Like if your doctor is going, your problem with you is you've got holes in your brain, I'd be more concerned about that.
He says, big thanks to Kim Kardashian for carrying me to all these royales on Fortnite over Christmas break. And she didn't even like respond. Try like, why make money if I say anything? No, Kim. Okay, never mind. She even tagged her in it. Like,
I think if she thought the publicity was there for her, she would.
She's like, what's he done lately? Nah. No need. I just thought it was funny.
He's been searching through corn. That's the wrong one. It's close, but it's not quite.
Oh gosh.
No.
Yeah, he thanked Kim for carrying him to all these royales on Fortnite over Christmas break, and she doesn't even respond. She didn't say anything.
I don't think she even knows who Zack Snyder.
I know she's right. Like, who is that?
That guy is correct though in the comments. New meme template.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
For 101.18, Raiders clearly been drinking cup hem old. Is
that Scottish?
That's Scottish for cut him off.
Drunken Scottish.
Drunken.
But no, drunken Scottish is a bit like unnecessary to say. You just say Scottish.
Sure. Yep. You're just adding to it. People already know. All right, let's see. What else did we have here? Did you see that John Wick and Saw are getting video games?
I think John Wick makes sense.
John Wick, I don't know about Saw. I mean, I guess people would get Saw. I seen the first one, liked it.
I hope they market it the same way as the first movie. The reason I never saw Saw for about at least a decade is because I saw a post that said, "Dare you see Saw?" And I'm like, that pun is so awful I can't see the movie.
It would have to be something like the Saw, was it 2 where they're in the house and they have to escape it? Is that the second one? I
don't know if the second one, yeah, I know the one you mean.
Yeah, the one where there's multiple people in a house and I think your choices matter, kind of like an Until Dawn, so to speak, like a story based, which I think would be kind of interesting, maybe. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Storming over here. Sorry, it scared me. It just came out of nowhere.
Took so long to make, it almost feels like it's too late.
Yeah,
I mean, they could do it they could do a multiplayer thing. You've got to compete against your friends in different challenges.
And it's basically all puzzles.
Yeah, I mean, they could even do a battle royale style thing of just loads of people in a horror place. Everyone competes to solve the things the fastest, and then you get knocked out or die, in this case, until you actually might be the one that survives the Saw dungeon.
That's actually very interesting. And then, like, John Wick, just a shoot 'em up fun game. I think these both could work.
There's lots of John Wick style games already from third parties where you basically know it's him, but it's just not official. So yeah, John Wick's just natural.
But then have John Wick and also have Keanu doing the voicing. Yeah.
You need him to do the voice.
Absolutely.
But Cyberpunk, I thought he was really good in it.
I think he'd be up for it as well. I mean, the reason why I think he didn't want to do more is just because it's so physical and his body is screwed. They always say when you see him limp off screen, he's not faking it. That's just how he walks. He is so damaged, all the various parts of him.
It was just so sad.
I know he's falling apart, but you know what? He's still going. Didn't he injure himself like all the way back in Matrix days?
Oh, he used to sit in a bath of ice in Matrix 1. That was. And apparently Trinity would walk in and she'd be like, "Why are you doing that?" It's like, "You'll find out." And then they did the Matrix 2 where she did more fighting and she was like, "No, it actually really helps. I'm glad you told me about it."
Thanks, man.
You'll find out.
It's because when they do a scene, you're repeating the same movements over and over and over again. So you essentially get RSI just from repeating the same kind of dance moves getting away.
You want to read Russell? You want to read Russell's super chat just for?
For $5, saying drunken Scottish is like saying Welshman who forks sheep, or that fruity British guy over there.
I knew this was gonna make him laugh. That picture, Russell, your profile picture.
Well, it is like the immortal joke. Why do Welshmen not have zippers? Because sheep can hear a zipper oh no, why do Welshmen have button-up flies? Because sheep can hear a zipper a mile away.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean, you say that to a Welshman, and their response is, "We shag 'em, you eat 'em." And it's like, well,
God.
I'm not sure that's making it any better for you.
My goodness.
Oh, that British sheep are salty.
So The Housemaid took third place with 5.2 million on Friday. The Lionsgate thriller starring Sydney Sweeney as a live-in maid with a dark past looks to add 13.8 million by Sunday for a domestic total of 74.6 million. Now that is a win for her. She hasn't had some, her box office numbers haven't been the greatest.
No, Christy did horrible. What was the one before that?
Wait, how did the Anyone But You? How did that one do?
That was like a year or two ago, wasn't it though?
Yeah, that was I think close to 2.
Her movies have flopped, but it's because they give them to the wrong audience, and I also think this is the wrong audience.
Yeah.
Having seen the movie,
did you like it? We're gonna talk about it next week, but I'm just curious if you thought it was
Okay.
alright.
So without
No
spoilers,
yeah.
it's a well-constructed. It's a well-constructed what you would think of building tension and everything. Although I think it's a bit slow. The bit I cared about, I thought was very rushed through, and I didn't like the theme of the movie.
Ah, okay.
It's not a badly made movie. I'm not the target audience.
At least you admit that.
This is my problem with Sydney
it.
Sweeney. I think they've been putting Sydney Sweeney in movies that aren't for a target audience. I think that's why they've been doing badly before.
Rom-coms and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be putting her in
James Bond.
classic
Bond girl.
superhero things with chest windows and everything, where she's basically there as a TNA character. That's her role. She is there to be in the Transformers 1 role, where the camera goes up her as she's looking over a car. That's her kind of perfect place. But they keep putting her in roles for women, but she just intimidates women. And that's the problem. That's why this was the first one that's a success. Apparently this is off a big book series that's popular.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I
it's
thought about getting it before I
multi-book
watched
series.
this. I was gonna get the Audible of The Housemaid and just I
Plow
still
through
might.
it.
Yeah, I still
Maybe I
might.
should do that. But then I want to be in theaters and see the twist.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know the
that's-
twist right now.
Maybe afterwards. Maybe see the movie. We'll see the movie first, and then if we like it, we can get the book and compare.
Yeah.
I watched it knowing the twist, and I actually don't think it makes any sense. If this is a book, I think the book is badly written. But knowing the kind of femme literature that happens, it kind of fits with it.
Oh.
I don't think she's miscast for this role, and I think you'll understand what I mean. There's especially the stuff where she plays into being Sydney Sweeney, so she's a good casting for the role. It's more the theme of the movie I didn't like. And also, they cast, I can't remember her name, the one on the left, she's perfectly cast. In every interview, she comes across incredibly creepy. And I think for a movie like this, where it plays it like the trailer does, where both of them are creepy for a long time, and Siegfried, I would not trust her as far as I could throw it. If she shook my hand, I would check my fingers afterwards. I think she's just a naturally creepy person. So all the castings for the parts are done well. I just didn't like, essentially, the theme.
Well, we'll review it next week, guys.
Yeah.
X-Ray and I will see it.
I
It's
think
been a busy week, so we're behind.
You two are far more of the target audience than I was. I was never supposed to watch this movie, and you can tell.
But still did.
It's because I found out what it was about.
Ooh, the Sydney Sweeney and Cynthia Erivo.
Oh yeah, we'll bring it up, but we're not sure if it's true.
I don't think it's true. I looked into it and I can't find her saying it anywhere. I can only find like Instagram posts where it's in a picture. I don't think it was said.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It's one of those comments where you're like, well, it could sound possibly true. I wouldn't be surprised if she said it, but I don't think she did.
If chat's curious, it was just a tweet that we came upon that Cynthia said that she has a better face for jeans than Sydney Sweeney, claiming that Black people invented jeans. But again, we haven't found anything like that she actually said it. So we'll report back when we hear more.
I don't think she said it at all.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I think Cynthia Erivo sells good makeup through Wicked, and that's pretty much it. Nails, makeup, all that type of merch. I could not imagine her selling jeans.
No.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's all over the internet.
Jeans.
It's all over the internet, but it's all people on different social media saying it in text form, and nobody links to wherever it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And if you search the actual text itself, there are things of Cynthia Erivo going, I like jeans, but apart from that.
Yeah. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Netflix is reported. What are your thoughts on this? Netflix is reportedly interested in giving a 17-day theatrical window for Warner Brothers films once they acquire the studio. I think that they shouldn't tell you how long it's going to be because, people are going to be like, well, I'll just wait and watch it at home then.
If it's only 2 weeks, that's not that bad to wait. You should base it on how well a movie is doing in theaters. After a week, if it's still doing well, then you keep it in theaters for a little longer because you might as well make the money that is offered on the table if people are interested in it.
Yeah, I mean, look how much money they made off the K-pop Demon Hunters. If they would have released that in theaters, I wonder if they're going to do that for the second one. Probably, but people are going to be like, well, in 17 days it's going to be on streaming, so just wait. I don't think they should let you know when it's happening. Obviously,
that's a good point. When I was a kid, I didn't know when a movie would be on DVD. It would always be for a long time afterwards.
Sometimes it takes forever to get to DVD. That's why you want to go to the theaters to at least watch it. And then you're like, okay, between it taking out of theaters and even distribution for DVD, you have no idea. Could be a year. There's some movies that were out for a whole, year before I could get my hands on it.
Yeah, remember when Disney used to do the vault thing too, where you had to buy it and then you couldn't get it for sometimes
what
years.
Lego does. I actually think that's why Lego is still relevant. They will come up with a new theme that everyone likes, and then after a while it just goes away.
Yeah,
and that's why actually Lego is a better investment than gold. Year over year, it appreciates more than gold because they lock it away and you'll never get it again. The thing is with this, and don't know whether it is devil's advocate because I don't really care about cinemas. Everyone else is really attached to cinemas, and maybe it's just the quality of cinemas in the UK is way less than America, which I could entirely believe.
Have you ever been to a cinema in America?
I've been to one, and the one that I was with, I think we saw, it was that documentary about the journalist investigating wars. Can't remember what it was called.
Oh, was it?
It was a Civil War.
Civil War.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
that
so I
was
saw
bad.
that. Now, that was a typical kind of view cinema over here. But I've never been to an IMAX screening, and I think IMAX is a step above everything else, so I can't really judge that. I think they're only in London. But I would prefer to watch things at home, and I've always thought if you need to keep things exclusive to you to keep your industry running, you don't deserve to exist. You're not providing a good enough experience for people to want to go on their own, because they're not going. So I don't see why you should be artificially kept alive when no one the customer doesn't want you to exist, otherwise they'd go. And so I can kind of see why they're like, yeah, we'll put it in there for the people that want to go and see it, and then the ones that want to see it in streaming can. My personal thing would be release it both simultaneously. That way, if you want to see it at home, you can. If you want the theatrical experience, you can. And then theatre naturally goes to more of the unique perspective of IMAX and things, where you can watch it on your own stuff, or you can get the elite experience, which you can't get anywhere else because you don't own an IMAX theatre.
Yeah,
I think that's best. But everyone else seems to want to keep theatres artificially kept by just giving them exclusives. And I've always been against video game exclusives for consoles. I don't really see why this is any different.
We're cultured to feel that way, maybe.
I only go.
Well,
I
no, a
used
lot
to
of people
love
seem
going,
to love the theatre. Also, I wonder if this is an American thing, because Americans are way more social than the Brits. They like the clapping and stuff, which just doesn't happen in the UK. We watch a theatre in silence. Don't make any noise, you tard. But in America, they like the atmosphere of being in a group of people watching a movie. And so I do think might be a cultural thing.
Probably.
Yeah, that would make sense. I like going. I used to love going to the theater a lot more, but now it's like I have to really want to see it, and I have to like think like, okay, this if it's like a really good action or maybe sci-fi thriller or something like that, that it's gonna look better on the big screen in the surround. If not, I'm just gonna watch it at home because things come out. Even besides this, like we used to have to wait like 9 months to a year, and now it's like a month, 2 months, and then it's streaming. So
Oh, 17 days. And that's the thing. I can see the other people's perspective if they want to keep theatres alive, and I do agree with them that a 17-day window will have a lot of people who may have gone to the cinema think, I can watch it at home, which I'd prefer in 2 weeks. It's just, I agree with the Netflix CEO. People should watch things where they want to watch them, and you shouldn't keep it from them. And so if your argument is theatres will die because everyone wants to watch them at home, you should allow them to watch them at home. And Netflix is bigger than the entire box office. So you can argue, well, you'd make more money. But they're already making enough money, and that's where they want you. Netflix wants to be the people that own all of streaming, essentially. They want to be the game at town that every household in the entire world has a subscription to. And I think they can do it with scale.
do you think the Duffer Brothers leaving is because they didn't want to like Netflix didn't want to renew their contract, or
No, I think Paramount offered them. I think Paramount, because they'd just done a merger with Skydance, they were thinking on taking on Warner Brothers. They needed a big hitter. Now there is, I can't remember his name, but the guy that's made Landman and all the other stuff
and
at Paramount.
Tulsa King and everything. I think it was Tulsa King. All their hits. He's leaving.
Well, apparently Paramount kind of thought he'd stay. They went to visit him, and Netflix also went to visit him at the same time to court him. And they treated him like he was a far better prospect, like he was special. Whereas, according to Variety and everyone, Paramount kind of treated him like they thought they would expect him to stay there, and he wanted to be a bit wined and dined and treated as special.
I mean, when you have like 3 or 4 hit shows, it's fair to say that you should act that way. Like you show me that you want to keep me around, and if you can't, then
the other
Tyler
argument.
Thanks, Jose or Sheridan.
Sheridan, that's the one. There's also the other argument that Variety and Deadline push forwards was that Paramount want to be the masters of their own kingdom, whereas as it currently was, Taylor Sheridan was the master of his own kingdom. He was so important to there, he could do whatever he wanted. He had his own people. He had complete control over everything. And it seemed like Paramount were going to come over and want the final say, which he didn't want to do. Whereas somewhere like where he's going, wherever he signed the new contract, he's probably going to be in charge again, which is what he wants. So I could see both sides for that. And I think they got the Duffer Brothers because they thought Stranger Things was so successful that he'll be their big hitter. I don't think there will be. I can't see them making another franchise.
But we'll see. What if they go to Paramount and they make like a banger? Like, what if Netflix was too heavily involved and made them add in certain things that like we don't like, made them like cut scenes?
But like Nancy, that character, they're totally being told what to do by everyone that is not themselves. So
and they need to have a backbone and be like, no, this is mine. Because like, what was she gonna do if they told Natalia Dreyer like, no, Nancy's character is still gonna go? She's in contract. What is she gonna do? Leave? She can't.
Yeah, no, they don't.
I think I agree with her. Like they put in an anti-capitalist thing as the story for a guy at the end, out of nowhere. This wasn't part of his character, but it was part of the important message that they wanted to say. And Taylor Sheridan has proven himself time and time again. He can make a series. It will be a hit. He was basically Paramount. He was most of their viewers, keeping the thing going on its own.
Yeah.
And the Duffer Brothers do not have that success. They've made one franchise, and in my opinion, most of the series were arse. You were riding the wave of the first one, and I know it's massively successful. A lot of people like it. I don't know why though, and I'm not sure they can repeat all that over again. And they haven't proved themselves in that way. So we'll see. It's possible.
I think Netflix got the better creator. So
if I had to give a huge chunk of money to somebody, I would give it to Sheridan any day of the week over them, though.
Yeah, Paramount really dropped the ball on that one. Ian, thank you for the 25 pounds, or saying Russell knows what Co-Q tastes like.
Really?
I'm not saying it.
Yeah, Kokyu with that
Kokyu.
famous body part
I've
we've all heard
always
of.
wanted to try that Kokyu.
Yeah. That was the foundation of
I'm
Will's
not
story.
saying it, Ian. John Wayne, thank you for the 5. 1988, The Prince of Pennsylvania is the unofficial small town Christmas origin story of John Wick. Holly
McClane.
Okay,
Oh
I'm
my
like, wait a
God.
minute. Like I had like a
Like John
stroke.
McClane.
Yeah, Holly McClane from Die Hard and Earl Bassett Tremors. Okay, like because I'm reading it and I'm like, that's spelled correctly, right? Like my brain took a second to process that.
It's Irish.
I didn't know that.
That's
Yeah.
why.
Raider for 3043.
Oh no.
Ian.
Oh no, he's doing a
This is
drunken.
Ga-
He's
this is
doing a
Gaelic.
drunken message.
This is Gaelic. This is the equal. I don't know how to say it.
Is there a difference between Gaelic and a drunken message? That's the question.
Yes. So it's
Yes.
the what translation is. It seems likely that you need to be on your guard. I don't know
So I get,
what
like-
you what.
I don't, it's like, so he Coltath gum from through a bith air do Garrett death. It sounds like he's talking about death. That's all I
Bless
got.
you.
One the price of bubblegum.
Yeah, Coca-Cola. Exactly.
Coca-Cola.
Those famous Coq-Qs.
Oh, Raider and Ian, you guys are silly. That's
It's being
it.
so weird tonight. More than usual. What is up? New
It
year,
was-
new me.
They're having too much.
Look, it's a
Coca-Cola.
Stranger thing, all right? It's just a Stranger episode.
They found the power of their will. Okay.
Yes.
Oh no. All right.
Well, guys, I've got something to tell you. You may have already guessed.
So we haven't reacted to I actually haven't seen this one yet. The Thor
Oh.
Doomsday trailer.
It's so
Oh.
blah. Like
Is it more blah than the Captain America one, or about the same level of blah?
same level.
I prefer this to the Captain America one. But I didn't dislike the Captain America one. I thought that's what they should be doing.
Yeah. I think
I think it hit the right themes.
I'm waiting for them to just like ruin it. I don't trust them.
Life. I've answered
Cautious, which is fair.
every call.
It's like this. I think it's the right themes.
The
Honor,
earned that
duty, and war.
reputation.
Those are masculine themes that should be in a movie for a guy like him.
Mhm.
Oh, fate.
Not chips and a chunky
It's
belly.
given me something I never.
Well, I've seen the memes of this, and it is like, Our Father, please give me the courage to overcome Taika Waititi's stupid influence. Please, can I just grow up for once in my life?
Oh my god.
Lend me the strength of the old fathers.
His muscle there looks so good.
Defeat one more enemy.
Giving everyone what they want.
Turn
Toughness for men, muscles for ladies.
not as a warrior, but as warmth. To teach her not battle, but stillness. The kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
See, this is why I like both the trailers. The themes of them are good. So with Captain America, he's lived a life away from all kind of things as a father. This is honor, duty, and war. What we've been missing from movies is gender roles, and that's the kind of stuff. It is the guy riding into battle to defend his family against all kind of odds for his king and for his honor, and because justice needs it to be done. And so I like the themes. I don't think it'd be a good. I think it's gonna be a mess of a movie. But
Yeah.
to me, this shows that they know what the audience wants. They just don't know how to, or they don't want to give it to them. But they can do
they
it.
don't- and they don't
They can do a
trust that they know how to
miniaturized
execute it.
version of it.
So I agree with this, Brew. Like I didn't dislike the Captain America trailer because I didn't like what it was about. It just it was kind of like there wasn't much to it, but I do like the
Yeah.
themes. But this one I thought had a little more. At least he's like talking. This has a bit more. I want to be excited for this. I hope that this ends up being amazing, and then I am just like floored by it. Like, oh,
Me
this is
too.
actually good. That's what I would like to happen. I don't want to hate, but they've done so much like crap with Marvel. So if they're really sticking to this, right, and they're doing all this like this fatherhood theming, I'm so for it. I like that a lot. We'll see.
My issue with it is because there's his daughter, we know there's going to be a reboot. If you do the same thing of we have a good movie with him or he's a great dad, and then he goes, but my daughter can carry on my legacy. No, No, if you want it, it should have been a son.
already.
If you're going to do that, it should be the son. So I am worried that they're just going to repeat the same mistakes if they reboot it.
Well,
Yeah.
they don't have my trust. There have been so many bad movies, bad TV shows, bad versions of Thor that you have made throughout the last few movies, and it's just like I don't know if he will be the same guy that I want to see. I will, if I was a normie at this moment, I would wait for people to watch it before I even watch Doomsday. There's no way I'd go there opening weekend.
Yeah. It's I think they're gonna make a lot because people are gonna be very hyped for this.
Yes. The question that I have is, would Robert Downey Jr. have been enough? Or would Robert Downey Jr., Captain America, and Thor been enough? You have pulled back everybody, and I think you've now made your movie so big that you've caused problems for yourself, rather than, like Stranger Things, rather than giving a core cast of people, bringing them back that people care about, that would have got you 99.9% of the way there anyway, you've added in a load of other people. And the moment there was Alan Cumming saying he was acting against a green screen with people with green masks on, where he didn't even know who he was talking to, well, now you've got all of this blank footage that you've got to edit together where you have to hack a movie in with characters that you haven't even decided who's meant to be in what scene. There's a way of making a movie easy for yourself and hard for yourself, and they've given themselves the worst of those options.
Because they don't have a vision of where they want to see it going. They're waiting to see people's reaction. It feels like with even this trailer teaser release.
Oh, so this I forgot when this is coming out. It's not until it's a year from now, basically, December 18th. Okay.
We have 1 year.
If it hits that, yeah. There is an element of, if you've got a storyboard, and so you do have your vision and everything scripted down and you only film those scenes, you know the product you're going to get in advance, and so you can hyper specialize in it and really strengthen it out before it hits the end. And it feels like Hollywood, because of CGI and stuff, think that they can have infinite choices. And then from the infinite choices in the editing room, they can make the best movie possible. It's like, no. It ruins it because you don't know where you're going. And there's so many different paths. You kind of get blinded by all the different options.
Well,
and so you keep messing with it and nothing's as good as it could have been.
For example, Nightcrawler, I think it was him. A couple months ago, they said that he filmed his scenes, but he had no idea who he was talking to, what emotions to have. And like, wouldn't you want your actor to have an idea of what to portray?
I mean, it just makes sense, but they make no sense with how, like, telling people don't read the source material, don't this or that. Like, why? Do they give, like, I guess their reason is they want you to have a fresh take on the character. It's like, then make a fresh new character to have them have a fresh new take
new
on.
franchise.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Alan Cumming isn't a new character, though, so he has a history.
Yeah.
But if you don't know who you're talking to, how are you supposed to know how to act towards them? You don't know whether they're friend, foe, upset, not. You don't know whether in the last scene they've just pissed you off. Anything could happen, because it's not happened yet. And there's always the thing, necessity is the mother of invention. That's why a lot of low-budget movies can be really good, because they had to find new ways of doing it. So Underworld, when they were making their werewolves, had to invent the stands for them to walk on, and now they're used all over the place for various different disabilities and stuff, and they're the running blades and everything. That came from Underworld, because they had to have a way to lift the actors up and have them still walk properly. And it's those kind of like serendipitous, coincidental things that you just don't get. They'll always try and perfect everything. It's why the CGI is crap, because they're editing it up to the last week.
SCD makes a decent point. I want your thoughts on this one, just Drew. Marvel isn't going to do a pro-dad film. It's going to be a Sins of the Father plow where everything is their fault and the DEI ventures save the day. Also, thank you for the 5.
Perfectly possible.
Yeah.
That's
why we're being cautiously optimistic. Or not. I don't even know if I'm being optimistic. I'm just being cautious at this point.
Well, this is like with Thor. I'm cautious because I'm like, well, you've introduced his daughter now. Why? There was no daughter before. And he's like, I need to raise her to be still something that I never had. And it's like, well, if you're introducing her so that he has something to fight for, he has something to protect and guard her innocence, that is an entirely different story than she's going to be a warrior and she's going to be just like me. It's like, oh, that doesn't work. No.
Yeah. It doesn't. No. I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what they're I'll see it. We got a whole year. We're probably gonna see if they're already releasing trailers. Are we gonna get a mini trailer for every name they showed in that chair stream?
I don't think so. I think what they're trying to do with this, given just the 2 teaser trailers that we've gotten, is to appease to the original audience.
Yeah, the men.
Yeah, I think there's 2 more. There's because there's one with X-Men in that's been leaked but not officially
And
released.
then the trailer.
There's Doom. Yeah, Doom's the actual full trailer.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they end up doing with the reveal of like Robert Downey Jr. as Doom. If they even do that, who knows? If it's just another Flash. I mean, it was kind of disappointing on like Fantastic Four, the cut scene of him
It's very
talking to
lackluster.
well, it was the back of his head.
Yeah.
Their biggest problem is kind of what Stranger Things had. If you want to kill these people, you have to respect the legacy of the characters. And so there's people you can kill and people you can't. Or if you kill some of the people, like Iron Man, Iron Man died, but he went out in a way that saved the world kind of thing. And so he earned it. And it made him where people were happy to do his death because he went out doing such a big thing. You can't kill the characters that people like because it'll seem like you're crapping on them. You can kill all of the ones from the last 2 phases. In fact, you should humiliate them. That's what you should be doing. This movie should be a sign to everyone, we are leaving that behind. We don't care about it either.
Mm-hmm. But they're not going to do that.
Well, no. But there's what can make them money and what they're going to do. You know?
Yeah.
guess
It
we
is a
shall see.
dead franchise. If this doesn't take, I think they should just tuck their tails underneath and walk away. And
They're not going to though. I wish they
But there's
would.
no one else
let
they
it-
can bring back. There's no last Hail Mary after this.
This is it.
Yeah,
they
if this
can't do
doesn't-
this.
True. If this doesn't work out, what else? We'll just get probably a bunch of Disney Plus shows that are mediocre.
When you're bringing back Patrick Stewart, it's like, oh, you really have scraped the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, you really went back for that. Oh, I don't know.
I think it's just a
anyways,
we will see
Yeah.
what ends up happening.
Like
We're
I
just
can't say
spectators.
normally I'll say like, oh, I'm being cautiously optimistic. I want to like it. I do want to like this, but I'm just being cautious. There's no optimism really here.
Well, I mean, I
You
like
don't
the
trust them
trailers.
either.
Yeah, no, not at all.
There's a case of I like the trailers, but there are seconds of a mini thing. And one thing movies can do is they can keep an idea going for a very short time, but they can't make a movie out of it, and they can't make a 2-hour movie out of it, let alone 90 minutes. And it is just whether they can turn the ideas from these trailers into full movies and keep them going.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to say things like justice, honor, war, and different to show it in a movie and that you actually understand what they are.
Well, it's the idea of like how we saw Stranger Things. I watched Train to Busan after Stranger Things, and I feel like I should have had the emotional weight of Train to Busan in the Stranger Things finale, and it just wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Train to Busan, I cried like a little girl.
Cried so much.
So much.
Alice in Borderlands, it does a new game. You get attached to those characters in 20 minutes, and then they die, and then it introduces you to new people.
I still need to finish the second season of that.
Speed characterization is something that can be done, and always was done, and we've lost the ability to do it for some reason. Now people are like, well, it was the first season, but they were introducing you to the characters. If you need a season to introduce the characters, you are doing something wrong. You should be able to do that. What is it?
Remember Up, like within 5 minutes, we had people crying.
I don't know what Up is. Is that a serious
It's
movie?
it's the
Cartoon,
movie with
it's
the house
animated.
in the clouds with the balloons and the little kid.
He probably didn't see it.
I never saw it, but I did watch the start of Rowan Atkinson's Man vs. Baby, and that introduces his character in like 2.5 minutes, and I already liked him. It showed a dad who'd been divorced, but he was a good dad. He didn't have much money. You saw he was struggling, but he was still doing best for his kid. And this was all done in like 90 seconds. And you immediately knew who this guy was and liked him. Formula One. I liked Brad Pitt in Formula One just from that guy walking up through the pits at him. And he's like having a go at him. And he goes like, yeah, whatever, mate, whatever. And he says it. And then it shows his hand and it's on a wrench. So it's like simultaneously I'm doing the verbal battle, but if you came near me, I was going to smack you in the face.
I was
I have to
ready.
watch
Immediately
that.
liked him.
Is that streaming yet? That's got to be streaming now, right? F1.
It was
probably
ages
rent
ago.
it.
I would imagine it
I
wouldn't.
could probably, maybe I could rent it.
You probably could rent it.
I'll do that. I want to watch it.
But
I've heard
it's
nothing.
a good
I've
movie.
not heard a bad thing about that movie from anybody.
Oh,
Just have the
it's
bass
probably
on really loud.
Okay.
It's probably my favorite movie. And it wouldn't have been 20 years ago, but compared to what we get now.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's on Apple. So free to watch it.
I'm sure I don't have Apple, not yet. I'm gonna get it because I want to binge a couple of shows.
There's a couple good ones on there.
Yeah, but I'm probably just gonna rent it on Amazon. But anyways, we're getting to that time, everybody. What do you guys have going on tomorrow? Extra, you got your normal fun stuff,
I'm
or-
only doing Forbidden Frontier tomorrow, so
Okay.
Yeah. But I will be home on Wednesday, so things will come back to its normal. And so expect me to finish hopefully Silent Hill 2 and Dispatch at some point in the next couple weeks.
Nice. Okay. What about you, Disbrew?
I did a Stranger Things review / kind of summary of the Duffer Brothers and everything today. There's going to be... I found out that Starfleet Academy are going to include Cisco and the mystery of Cisco in Starfleet. So I kind of want to do a video about what they've been getting up to. As everything I find out about that show makes me dread it even more. The more they bring in from the past, the more I don't like it. So that's probably up next.
Okay. Well, I have just my normal stuff going on next week, gaming, streams. You guys know. I'm gonna finally finish Resident Evil Revelations 2 next week. I put it on pause for the holidays because I found that cute Christmas game and everything. So I'm like, I've got one stream left of it, and then it's done. Because Vara and I are gonna do 5, the co-op. I think that's gonna be funny, and she's gonna make me finish it fast because she does like 6-hour gaming streams. She's like, we are finishing this in 2 streams. I know she's not gonna let me stretch that out for like 4
6-hour gaming streams.
She does
Crazy.
long gaming streams, yeah. So she's not gonna let me slack on that one. So look for that in the next coming weeks. We're gonna do 5. But yeah, anything else that you guys want to push?
No.
All right. Well, speaking of Vara, I think she's playing one of the Arkham games right now. So hop on over there and say hi. Our show is back.
No wonder she needs 6-hour streams then. Those games are really long.
She's probably almost done. She's only done like 3 streams of it. She's probably almost over.
I do 2-hour streams only.
Me too.
You'd be like, I'm going to be playing Arkham Asylum for the next year.
I've done like 4. I think 4-hour gaming streams like tops. I've done maybe 5. She's done Origins. Okay.
It depends on the game, though.
It does. Like, so I get sucked in sometimes, and I'm like, do I need to adult today, or can I just stay here and keep playing? Like, do I really need to eat dinner? No, I don't know. But all right, guys, we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for hanging out, and Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.